took everything for granted. I mean, success is great, and we all want it as much as the next guy, but sometimes when you're there all the time, you just kind of, it seems like it has to be, right? And so now that there's a little bit of adversity here, I think the community has felt it, and especially with that win in Game 4 in Weyburn, the community really did rally around, and now you can feel it. It's a different vibe in this rink for sure.
Weyburn still leads at 3-1, and certainly full marks for that. I mean, Flin Flon was looking for some momentum. They finally got it. A long way back, Travis, but you got to start somewhere.
Yeah, it was. It's one of those things you can look at it one of two ways there. I mean, they drop both their games at home. If you go there and you win Game 3 and then you lose Game 4, maybe you don't have the momentum as much as you think you do. Yes, going down 3-0 really sucks, but winning that Game 4, coming back to the home barn here on a high, I think that maybe you have a little bit of a different feeling than you would going down 3-1 coming back after Game 3.
Well, what you've done now is you've given yourself a chance.
Absolutely, yeah, for sure.
And that's it. I'm sure if you were to talk to any of these guys after dropping the first couple of games, going down to Weyburn, I'm sure if you were to have a conversation with them, just got to win at least one to give us a chance to get back to Whitney Forum. They've done that. I'm looking forward to the game here tonight, Travis. It's tough for me to make predictions because I'm always wrong, but I really believe this is going to be a one-goal game either way.
Man, that would be a different tale of its story here if that was the case tonight.
I really think with what's on the table, the magnitude, I really feel maybe an empty netter possibly, but I think this is essentially a one-goal game.
Just more. Both teams have to tighten up defensively. I mean, regardless of what the score was in Games 1 and 2 and Game 3, Flin Flon had some chances, and they had a lot of chances in Game 3 especially, and Zoll played really well in that game. I think you talk to both coaches, defense has got to be number one priority after 4 games here.
Especially in the playoffs, right?
Especially in the playoffs. You think about how many games the Flin Flon has gone to in the last little bit here, how many overtimes, that overtime against Estevan in Game 7 here 3 years ago, right? Like, those are all tight games. How many overtimes against Melfort last year? How many games that Melfort was in with, was it Weyburn last year in overtimes?
And Humboldt.
And Humboldt there.
They had overtimes with Weyburn, too.
Yeah, but not nearly as much as the Humboldt one.
And the Humboldt were doubles and triple overtime.
That's right. And so Flin Flon, you look at the rosters, both sides of it, Flin Flon's young. They are, and people forget that as well because they sat in second place and they had a lot of success after the slow start. But I think that, like, youth comes into play sometimes, and those guys, they just got to be smart. They got to go back to the simple and play better defensively. And I think that it's going to be, I think it's going to be a tight game tonight.
Bombers will get a boost, Travis. They're going to get Colin Olsen back tonight. He hasn't, to my knowledge, played a game since January. He's hyped up. This guy, and I really think if he can stay healthy, he's going to be a factor in this series. And I would not at all be surprised to see him score a goal in this game.
Yeah, and what a hype that would be, right, for him and for this rink here. If he's able to come in here and contribute right off the hop, that would be huge momentum swing for the Flin Flon Bombers.
Going to be really interesting because I didn't see the 2 games in Weyburn. Weyburn was certainly flying high here. They got to battle some adversity for the first time, and they did that in the first round against Battleford and came back pretty well.
Yeah,
they're a great road team. I mean, they haven't lost in the playoffs on the road yet. We mentioned the 4 wins in Flin Flon. I mean, normally teams come to Flin Flon might be a little bit intimidated. I don't think Weyburn will be approaching it that way.
Well, no, and those 2 games that they won here early in the season, you can say they're early in the season and they were start of that skid for Flin Flon, but that was Parents' Weekend, and there was a lot of added pressure or adversity to those losses because those were big for the team and big for the families and everyone that was in town for that weekend. So those were huge wins back then. Those were huge wins, games 1 and 2 here, but we sit here with a different story today.
I'm looking forward to it. Should be a great game, the best game in the series. Both coaches expecting that, so are the fans, and so are we. We'll take a break. The respective head coaches will give us kind of their tail of the tape, I guess, for the last game and what they're looking forward to here, obviously, with Game 5 back at the Whitney Forum. Nothing beats playoff time. Nothing beats it at the Whitney Forum. It's been certainly a pleasure to watch this great team throughout the years. We're looking forward to another chapter in the Bombers and Wings here tonight. Quick break. Back with Mike Reagan. His prognosis coming up momentarily on 102.9 CFER and FlinFlonOnline.com.
Truck Month has been extended at Great North GM. If you missed out during March, then you still have a chance to save thousands of dollars with 0% financing on select trucks. Plus, Costco is back with $1,200 off select units if you have a Costco membership. So don't wait. Contact Barb, Caden,
10 seconds.
Jamie, Bradley, or Kylie to experience Truck Month, because it's always a great day at Great North GM in the Paw.
You're on our SJHL Coaches Show. Mike Reagan, the head coach of the Bombers, joins us. Mike, well, you said last week we had a chance to chat when you were on the road. Never lost a belief in your team. There were things that you liked that you were seeing. You got rewarded. I mean, I know it's just one win, but you got to start somewhere, and nice to win convincingly and give yourself some light, give yourself some hope here for there's going to be a big crowd. There should be a great atmosphere here at the Whitney Forum tonight for Game 5.
You're exactly right, Hardy. I mean, when we went down to Weyburn, the message wasn't we need to win 2. It was we need to win 1 for sure, and get this back to the Whitney Forum. At the end of the day, we have to win 2 games in Weyburn because of dropping the 2 here at home. So whether it's game 3 and 4 or game 4 and 6, that's just the situation that we're in here. So we're living day by day right now, and the guys feel good about themselves. I started to see the team that we're used to seeing. I thought that we caused a lot of turnovers. Obviously scoring the first goal was huge for us.
Well, you talked about that basically since game 1, and another thing we talked about, you need your best players to be your best players. Ringer, Piccinino, Gruner, a guy that you've been really waiting to break out. Those guys all scored goals for you, and obviously Gruner, his best game maybe in the playoffs so far.
Yeah, and I know that, Drew has been fighting it a little bit. I mean, he went through an illness, and there's some other things, but I think that he expects a lot out of himself, and he knows that he's a big part of the success of this team. And, we had some good chats with him, and, basically the message was you get one and here we go, and I thought after he scored that goal, even watching video afterwards, he was a different man, and that's a good sign for us. It's a good sign, like you said. Ring scores, Peach scores, Cormier scores, those guys are feeling good about themselves right now going into this game. And the other thing is Weyburn doesn't want to be here, and we're absolutely ecstatic to be here.
I hear you. We talked a little bit about this off the air before the game, Mike. Brehot and Hahn, guys that you've had to put in there to fill holes because of injuries. The nice thing is these guys can play. They're not just filling holes. Hahn gets a goal. Brehot's played well. I mean, these are 2 guys that should have pretty good careers in the SJHL.
Well, as we were talking there, it's a credit to our scouting staff, John and Travis and JP and, the guys that are involved. Obviously, this is more John and Travis being our Saskatchewan guys, and John's our head scout. And the 07 draft was our best draft that we've had. And, honestly, we thought like Brehot and Hahn were close to being able to play Junior A this year. And but at the same time, you can't have, 6 07s in your lineup and that sort of thing. So they've done a great job. Obviously, they've had to be in quite a bit here in the playoffs. I think last time I counted, we've got up to 10 guys that are banged up with some sort of injury. So we've been grinding, and I know, and you hear the negative comments and stuff like that, and people don't know what's going on behind the scenes and what teams are going through and stuff like that. It's tough to win at this time of year, and it's tough to win when you're healthy, but let alone not healthy. And I think that this is going to make us stronger. I think it's a big game here for us tonight, and we're excited about it, and hopefully we can just live to fight another day.
And the unfortunate thing is, Mike, the deeper you get in the playoffs, the more miles you put on with travel. I mean, Flin Flon's a great place. The Whitney Forum's like none other, but your travel schedule is hard.
It is hard, but teams also have to come up here too.
But not every round like you've got to do.
No, you're exactly right, Hardy. I mean, you take a look at some other series and stuff like that. They're traveling 2 hours to a game or whatever it is. But we always try to use that as a positive for our guys throughout the regular season, stressing the importance of playing well on the road and getting used to the travel, so that when playoffs come, maybe we've got an advantage against the team that we're playing. But you're right, our miles add up a lot more throughout the rounds, and that wear and tear on the guys, it's for real. It's you've been on the bus, Hardy, and I mean, we're older now, and it's tougher and that sort of thing. But when you're going through the wars that these guys are going through and have to sit on a bus for 8, 9, 10 hours, that's not easy. So rest is important, hydration's important, what you eat, and the approach to using days to your advantage, rest days or practice days, right? So it's not an excuse. We are where we are. We love being, the Bombers, and we love Flin Flon.
You mentioned injuries, Mike. You get a boost. Colin Olson will finally play a game tonight.
Very excited for him. The message going into Game 4 was Ole was sitting in the dressing room, and I said, you guys make sure that this guy gets an opportunity to play in this series. And the plan all along, well, not all along, I guess, but going into this series was Game 5 for him. And, we're excited about him being in the lineup. I mean, the guy's put his heart and soul into this team, and for him to get an opportunity now, I think it's going to pay dividends.
And he's got, even though he's had a tough year with injuries this year, he's played a lot of playoff games for you in the past.
He has, and he's been a warrior. He scored a huge goal against Melfort last year in the playoffs, kept our season alive there, and it's all the little things that Ole does. So, I think that's a shot in the arm for us. Obviously it hurts not having Carruthers in the lineup, but I think that Ole's going to bring something to the table that we've been missing here, and that's the experience and doing the little things.
Quickly, Mike, the keys to winning Game 5 tonight.
Getting off to a good start. Our first period is huge. Like, we can't let Weyburn come in here and do what they did to us in Games 1 and 2. I think if we can do that, we can build momentum. And as the games have gone on, like, our second and third periods have been much better than our first, which is surprising, because in the past we've always been, hot out of the gate. So if we can find a way to get out of the gate hard here, I think that bodes well for us.
Sounds good, Mike. Good luck here tonight.
Thanks very much, Robert.
Mike Reagan, the head coach of the Bombers, once again here on 102.9 CFER and FlinFlonOnline.com.
Bailey Homes provides ready-to-move homes as unique as your family. They'll be at the 102.9 CFAR Trade and Leisure Show April 24th to the 26th to answer any questions you may have. From the quality of the build to the care of the move, let Bailey Homes make your dream home a reality. They have the experience bringing custom homes to the north. Find out more by visiting bailey-homes.ca, and they'll see you at the trade show at the Sportex April 24th to the 26th. You're on.
SJHL Coaches Show continues. Cody Mapes joins us. Cody, and great start to the series for you. Flin Flon does get a little bit of life with the victory in your building on Wednesday, but I'm sure if I was to say to you before the series began, you'd be up 3 games to 1 with a chance to clutch it in Flin Flon in Game 5. I'm sure you would have taken that.
Yeah, you know what? I think you take that in any series. Obviously they're a very good team, and we're going to try to make sure that we stick to what gives us success here tonight. But yeah, you know what? We're in a good spot.
You dominated the first 3 games, no question about it. Did you take your foot off the gas pedal in Game 4?
Yeah, you know what? I think as a lot of young teams do, not young in the sense of our age group within the league, but just young in the sense of the age of the league, and we, they're learning how to win, right? You're learning how to close out a team that's played in the final 3 years in a row. A coach that's been to 6 league finals. Like, there's definitely some learning here, and we went through it a little bit with the Battleford series, and we're going to go through it again here and try to learn how to close out a really good team. They've got guys from last year that are familiar with this position and maybe even comfortable in it, and they're gonna do a really good job to make sure that they get to play tomorrow still, and so we got to make sure that we bring our best effort of the year here.
Normally a team might be a little bit nervous coming to the Whitney Forum for Game 5, but not the way you guys have played on the road. You won 4 games at the Whitney Forum this year and have yet to lose on the road in the playoffs. It's a big part of your guys' success.
Yeah, you know what? I've kind of talked about this before. I think our guys truly love being together, and they get a little bit more of that on the road. So I think the mood, the energy is pretty good when they get to just truly spend time together. And so we get that with the bus trip and the hotels and that kind of stuff. So I think it's a big contributor to our success on the road.
I think this series just goes to show you what the old cliche says. The toughest game to win is that knockout game, because like everybody that saw the games realized, how dominating you were the first three. Flin Flon did get some life. I give them credit for winning Game 4, which isn't easy, but like you said, it just goes to show you how tough that Game 4 win is at home or on the road, especially, like you said, with a team with a lot of playoff experience.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they've got some real studs over there that obviously played very well in Game 4, and they've for sure they've got some life and stuff. But we'll make sure that we get back to kind of what was giving us success. And I expect tonight to be a really good hockey game. I expect Flin Flon to be really good. I expect us to be good. This might be the best hockey game in the series from just entertainment value, from a spectator standpoint, and that's always a good thing.
I totally agree. Are you surprised we haven't seen a one-goal game yet in this series?
Yeah. I guess I haven't really thought too much about it, but you know what? There's been some tight ones. Maybe the scores are 2 goals or more, but I don't think that the scoring chances have really been lopsided in any game. It's kind of been one team finishes their chances and the other team has a good goalie, or vice versa, or whatever. And so it's been good, and I think like I said, tonight will be exciting.
Do you get Smith Davis back tonight?
No, he's not in the lineup tonight. He's kind of day-to-day, we'll say.
That's obviously a bit lost, but I guess we all know what the playoffs do. I mean, Flin Flon's lost some good guys, too, down the line. Big loss for you, but at least you have a deep group here.
Yeah, for sure. And you know what? We got a young guy, Cash Algariste, who's going to slide into that spot. And, he got his feet wet the other night a little bit. He's going to be a good player. We're excited for that opportunity for him. A little bit more of a prominent role here tonight on that line with Schmieder and Fitzy. And so, we're looking forward to it. But yeah, it's we're a 4-line team very much, and we want to make sure that we're able to roll that way, and just give ourselves the best chance to spread our minutes out a bit. That's when we're our best, is when we've got our forwards under 20 minutes and our D-men all under 22, and so that's when we can really play well.
Well, you're deep up front, you're deep on the back end. Your back end's been good. I know, obviously, Chalker Body brings in a lot of attention with the year that he had, but Carbon's been good. I mean, I can go on down the line. Your back end is good. We talk so much about your speed and how good you looked offensively, but you didn't give Flin Flon much either in the first 3 games. No, and I mean, you talk about our offense. That was all through our back end. Our defensemen did such a good job to make sure that we were getting out. We weren't getting in trouble. They were responsible, but made good hard plays. And so that when your defensemen do that, it's pretty easy to play on offense. And so you don't spend a lot of time in your D zone when it comes to that kind of stuff. And so we'll hopefully get back to some of that stuff tonight here. Unfortunately, one of the big topics of conversation in hockey these days is officiating. They let you play the last game. I mean, we only had, I think, 1 power play each way and a coincidental minor the other way. Are you happy with as much 5-on-5 as you saw in the last game? Yeah, I have no problem with 5-on-5. I have a problem with not calling scoring chances. Like, I mean, it's always got to be scoring chances and player safety, and that's fine. And so, I mean, I just, we want to see, just call the penalties. It is what it is. It's, I think the guys have been pretty good here throughout the playoffs. Don't ref it like it's just ref the game. It's been good, but that's the only thing maybe that I think both coaches have seen a little bit of is just, there's some scoring chances that have maybe not been called. So, but it's all good. They're doing their best too. They're invested into it too. So it's good. Tony Mates, well set from Weyburn, and boy, Travis Wright out. This place is absolutely electric. I couldn't even hear the commercial cues when this team came out here tonight.
No, I took my headset off to make my hair look pretty for camera, and I couldn't even hear anything.
We're underway. It's Game 5, the SJHL semifinal. The Flin Flon Bombers, the Weyburn Red Wings. Rob Hart, Travis Rideout filling in tonight as Hunks will get that puck at the blue line. Starting lineup for Flin Flon for Bailey Holmes tonight. Cormier, Ringer, Senth. Of course, Cormier and Ringer both had goals there in Game 4. Tanchuk and Hunks on the back end, and of course their netminder, the SJHL's MVP and top goaltender, Matthew Keeper, who was superb, starting for Weyburn tonight. They're going to go with Betson, Maharaj, Ruthven, Carmen, and Beard on the back end. And, of course, Angelo Zoll, no slouch between the pipes either. So, here we go. We're anticipating the tightest game in the series. The Bombers will get the puck in deep. Joey Lee's knocked it down, throws it back to blue line. Lepper has a chance. His shot got blocked. Yakimchuk will get a hold of it, throws it back to the goal for Lee's. Back up. Picciardino a chance. Ripped that off the side of the goal. Well, the Bombers just buzzing after the electricity from the crowd to come out here for the opening tonight. They got the puck in deep. Lee swings it back to blue line. There's Yakimchuk. He spins, fires well over top of the net. I don't think Soul saw it. Wings are trying to get the puck free. They do. Here comes DK. What a season he's had. His drop pass, though, gets intercepted. Lees back to Gruner. Down the wing, across the line, on target and goal. We'll reach down and grab that, and that's one thing we didn't see a lot these first two games. Flin Flon picking off a Weyburn pass there. The Bombers, so much strength in their game, Travis, is their transition game. Didn't really get a lot of that. That was a big factor for them winning Game 4 and already going decent for them here in Game 5.
Yeah, and along with that, they had a great forecheck on that first little rush there. Hemmed the wings in. Didn't have a shot on net, but had a lot of momentum and a lot of play in front of that goaltender Zoll.
Stitt in the lineup against Schmidt. The face-off to the right of Angelo Zoll. Boy, it's absolutely electric in this Whitney Forum. Ryder Muka off the face-off. He's got a couple goals in the playoffs. He's working hard along the boards. Gets bumped. Fitzgerald will pick up the puck, and he'll flip that one back to center. Here's the call-up that they were talking about for Weyburn here tonight. Alger East, they're very high on him. He'll play for Smith Davis, who got injured in Game 4. Speaking of Albert East, he'll get it. He'll rip it back inside the Flin Flon zone. Knocked down back of the goal by keeper. Wasn't sure where to play it. Weyburn was changing. He'll get it back to Hunks, who swings out to Holmes. Here's the quick pass to Rhett Ewan. He's across the Weyburn line. Ewan will bring it in. 2 goals in the very first playoff game. Has been stymied since then. Boy, would he love to get a goal here tonight. Flin Flon will get the puck back inside the Weyburn zone. Carmen, terrific-looking D-man for Weyburn, will dig it free. Gets it out front. That's picked up here by Moldy. Moldy works it back to center ice. That's grabbed here by the wings and flipped back to the Flin Flon zone that time, courtesy of LaFerriere. Wings get it in deep back to the Bomber net. There's Mounier. What a game he had on Wednesday. Pushes it ahead. Checks out for Olofsson. Olofsson flag across the line. Quick chance. Just missed low glove side. Puck will come back to center. Zoll looked a little bit late on that one. What a chance for Olofsson. Should bring a lot of intensity and electricity to this Bomber lineup. He's been waiting a long time to get back in that lineup.
Well, I mean, he was flying there. He got that puck up ice, and he just turned it up towards the Weyburn net there, and he came in with some speed. And that line of Hahn, Olofsson, and Arbery all have speed, all bring momentum, something that we should watch on tonight.
He's off outside the Bomber blue line. Ryder Ringer leading all SJHLers in goals and points. Picked up his 8th in the playoffs in that 5-1 win at Weyburn on Wednesday. Bombers get the puck in deep. There's Shocker Barty. And the Wings will move it ahead. Nice pass back to Maharaj at center. That one hits a leg. Shocker Barty will come back and pick it up in his own zone. Feeds it back to Maharaj. Maharaj is outside the blue line. Puts it back to center ice. Here's Betson. He'll tap that inside the Flin Flon zone. Puck is bouncing. Lepper after it. Knocked away from him. Puck at the back of the net. Wings try to work it back out front. Betson will pick it up. Here's Betson. Back of the net. Just under the reach that time of Ruthven to the blue line. Shocker Barty, a shot, didn't miss by much. Good pressure here by the Wings. Betson will throw it back to the goal here for Maharaj. Maharaj trying to get free. Maharaj has got it along the boards. He'll throw it in back of the net. Intercepted Luke Lepper. Great play. He'll bring it outside the zone. Here comes Lepper. Up the boards to Cormier. Cormier takes a good hit, gets it ahead to Ringer, and he'll dump that one in deep. Shocker Barty back with Semp on top of him. Shocker Barty able to shake Semp off. Semp stays with it, throws it back in the goal to Ringer. Back out front to Tanchuk. Tanchuk won't shoot it, gets it back to Hunks. Boy, lots of traffic in front of the net. There's a chance! Score! Deflected out front! Liam Hunks!
It's electric in here tonight, Harvey.
I thought that that's a wait. I thought that maybe Semp redirected that, but I think Hunks is going to get it. That's why you got to put the puck in the net there, Travis. Did you notice what he did there?
Yeah, he held off. He made a move there. What's the one thing about the Wings is they block a lot of shots. But the game plan was to try to get pucks low, pucks in on net. What a shot, what a play by Hunks. What a start.
The key to me on that, he didn't line up with a big slap shot.
Yeah.
He just got it on net.
Yeah, absolutely.
Bombers come back again. They got a 1-0 lead. Back out front for Piccinino behind them. They're going to blow that down. But Liam Hunks will score. What a fabulous playoff he's had since coming over from Notre Dame. Second in the playoffs. Tanchuk will get the assist. Tanchuk, of course, started the play. Didn't shoot it. Didn't see a lead. Holds on. And feeds it back to Hunks, who's got his second in the playoffs. And Flin Flon's in front. 1-0. Bombers dump it in. Piccinino tried to get free. Knocked away from him. Picked up by Legrander. Wings on the fly. Here's a chance for DK. DK across the line. DK spins it out front off the side of the net. Wings almost tie it up. Puck is in the crease and keeper trying to find it. The Wings come back that close to tying up this game. And we talked about the Bombers transition game. This Weyburn transition game pretty darn smooth too.
Oh no, absolutely. And the thing about with their transition game too is they're relentless. So they get that puck in deep usually, or they make the nice pass, and then they just swarm you and they keep going and they keep going. That's the answer that the Bombers needed though. Keeper to come across and make a big save like that, even though it was on the side of the net. Corral the rebound, eat it up, and live to fight another day.
15:52 to go opening period. Boy, is this absolutely electric in this. I'll tell you what, if you're in the vicinity of the Whitney Forum anywhere, you owe it to yourself to come here and watch this game live.
1,000%. 1,000%.
Ringer will take the face-off here. He lines up here against the wing Schmidt. The Bombers win the draw. They're trying to force the puck out. Cormier gets drilled. Flin Flon will flip it back to Ringer. He didn't get much on it. Semp tried to pick it up, swatted away from him, comes back to center. Here's Lepper. He'll get a hold of it. He'll rip it back in the zone. Here's a chance for Semp. Blocks it. Ripped it over top of the net. Mounier can't hold the line. He dumped it back in. Grabbed here by Schmidt, but poked away once again. Here's Ringer. Feeds it back to Semp up the right side. Semp, so drag, shoots it, then he gets knocked to the ice. Wings come back the other way. Here's the pass to Fitzgerald. Across the Bomber line, tried to throw that back out front. Mounier got a piece of it. Cormier will get to it now. Played it back to center. Semp tries to fight off a check. Tapped it across the line, but Carmen there plays it back to Chakrabarty. Fitzgerald. That one got blocked. Ringer at center. Off the boards. Back inside the wing zone. Carmen goes back to get it. Yuka racing in on him. Carmen. Look out! Gets no penalty coming up against the Bombers. And they can't even hear the whistle here because of how loud it is. But a penalty going to be handed out here against the Bombers. The fans obviously don't like it. Travis Rideout, but Weyburn will get an early power play. Rhett Ewan, I guess doing what Rhett Ewan does best, that's play the body, but unfortunately gets a penalty on this one. They're going to say it's a hit to the head. That's why they're making the call.
So this is what happened in Game 3. Rhett Ewan made a hit there, and he got called for the exact same play. Game 4, he gets hit the exact same way, no call. And now he gets, Rhett's a big boy, and then that's unfortunate there, but you know what?
They're really tight on the head
No,
area,
absolutely,
though.
and I agree with them, and they should.
Ruthven will take the face-off here against Gruner, so Weyburn will go to the power play for the first time tonight. They've only got 5 goals on 45 opportunities, but do have a couple power play goals in this building. So head contact is the call on Ewan. Maharaj spinning inside the Flin Flon zone, flipped it back to blue line. Here's Chakrabarty. Gets rid of it quickly. Picked up here by DK. DK the hat-trick in Game 3, also scored in Game 4. He's got the puck. DK walked in, a shot that got blocked. Chakrabarty in deep. He'll be the table setter. Back to the point to DK. Maharaj keeps it in. Nice move there. Maharaj will hang on to it inside the zone, looking for a lane to shoot it. Maharaj tripped up. Look out. Short-handed breakaway. Here comes Keith Gruner. Gruner in alone. Shoot. Score! Short-handed goal for the Bombers. Gruner had 6 in the regular season. He's got another one in the playoffs, and boy, the Bombers are really feeling the crowd tonight, Travis. It's electric in here. Gruner on the breakaway. Low blocker side. Flin Flon in front, 2-0.
Well, that all started with a block shot by Kylan Olston there off of Maharaj. Nice block shot, went to the side, and then he got the puck back. Gruner with a good stick check, in all alone, nice shot. What a goal.
Beautiful goal by Keith Gruner. One of the best penalty killers, certainly in the SJHL. Wigston on the power play for another minute 15. Carmen's shot gets blocked. Carmen's got to race back and get it. He's got Piccinino on him. Carmen will carry the puck up the ice. Carmen forced back in the zone. Carmen up the board. Puck picked up. And ahead to Legrander. Legrander across the bottom line. He walks in, a good shot. Save made here by keeper. Rebound. Flin Flon after it. Piccinino trying to get a stick on it. Fanned on it. Wings will hold it in. This is Betson. Betson inside the zone. Feeds it back to Legrander. Have to race to keep the puck in. Along the board, picked up by Schmidt. Wings have it. They set up back out front. Schmidt to the blue line. Knocked down by Carmen. Here's a long shot. They had Betson at the side of the net. He almost tapped it in. 35 seconds remaining in the power play. Carmen to the blue line. Back out front. Betson gets a piece of it. Tied up along the boards here. 28 seconds to go in the penalty. Flin Flon works a free. And Ryder Ringer will slam it off the boards back down the ice. Zoll will stop this. He'll leave it back to the net. Zoll had to be careful. Look out. Seth comes over and steals it. Out front. Tanchik walks in. Save. Rebound. Gruner can't get it to go. Flin Flon almost had 2 short-handed goals. Wings get it to Edwards at center. Boy, Flin Flon feeling it tonight. Puck will roll back across the line. Tanchik's got it down the ice. It goes. That'll do it for the power play. Weyburn 0 for 1. The Bombers a short-handed goal. Almost have 2. 2 gigantic chances. Zoll comes up big, though. Here's Edwards to center. Flips the puck in off the glove that time of Tanchik. Stinton will pick it up. Just got the puck out. Now he's taken down. Puck sent back inside. The zone keeper stops it back. Here's Jakobchuk. Up the ice to Ewan. Can't knock it down. Wings get it back. It'll come inside the Weyburn zone. There's LeBeau. LeBeau for Weyburn. Duke taken down. We're going to get a penalty against Weyburn here. With 12:19 to go in this opening period.
So just prior to that, Wyatt Stinton was taken down, kind of a knee-on-knee play there by Edwards as well, and he catches Muka in the same play, and he gets called it for the second time there.
Pepsi power play contestant Larry Willerton. So make sure you put my name in the Pepsi power play tonight. I think he's at the game, but we'll get it in there for him anyway. A 12-pack of Pepsi up for grabs if the Bombers score the power play, which, by the way, has struck 12 times on 57 chances at 21%. And here's the face-off between Maharaj and Gruner. Gruner's got a goal. Short-handed. Flip on the power play. Hunks has also scored. Up the boards to Piccinino. In the corner for Ewan. He'll rip that around the boards. Waiting for it is Ringer. Ringer knocked it down. Feeds it back to Hunks. Back to Ringer. Ringer just inside the line. Left side. Piccinino walking in. Shoots. That got blocked. Puck is loose. Weyburn after it. Can't knock it down. Ewan will throw it towards the front of the net. Back of the goal, it goes to Gruner to the blue line. Ringer knocked it down. Hit chance, blocked by Maharaj. Over the glass and out of play. You know, it's funny. They talk about all the great things that Weyburn's done well. The one thing I didn't allude to is the shot blocks. No, because I missed games 3 and 4. Yeah. But I'll tell you what, that was a big factor in these first 2 games.
Absolutely. Games 1 and 2. And that's the thing on the power play here. You hear the crowd always yelling, shoot, shoot, shoot. The thing is going on is the Bombers are moving the puck around to avoid the block shots. Try to get some open lanes. That's what's happening there.
Bombers win the face-off. Liam Hunks through traffic. Shot. Rebound. Score. Gruner again. It's 3-0. Everything going well for Flin Flon. 6 shots, 3 goals. They've scored every way you can, with the exception of a penalty shot. There's going to be a goaltending change here, Travis Rideout.
And no fault to Zoll by all
means. Not at all. He's been under siege here.
The Bombers have not stopped since the opening puck drop here. And people have been talking around the community about Keith Gruner here. Where is he at? Where is he at? Well, guess what? He's back.
Tony Mates has made the goaltending change. Zoll will come out. No help for him at all. And now we'll see what young Ty Matkovich can do. Of course, penalty coming up to Flin Flon here off the face-off. Somebody's stick is broken in half here.
I think it's Olsen right off the face-off there with the slash.
Hong going to take the penalty here for a slash. I got the 1 assist. Ringer, I can't. It's so loud here, I can't understand a word he's saying. So
yeah, Hunks with the other one. Gruner from Hunks and Ringer. Power play goal there.
Second power play night for Weyburn, who need a goal to get back. The good thing for Weyburn is still a lot of hockey to go here tonight.
Lots of game left.
And they're a team that can score a lot of goals. We know that. Puck is set towards the front of the Bomber net. Keeper grabs it. He'll hang on. But you heard Mike's comments in the pregame tonight. They had to get that, going back to Keith Gruner. He's battled the flu. He's battled some other stuff. They thought if he could just get that one.
Yeah.
And Mike said it himself. Totally different player. 2 goals here tonight. And could have 3, actually.
Yeah, no, and you could see it in game 4 there when Gruner scored that goal. He was just a different player from the get-go.
Wings a chance, so on the power play, their second of the game. Maharaj back of the goal. We'll stick it in the blue line. There's DK to Chakrabarty. Top of the circle for Maharaj. He'll hang on. Chakrabarty holds it in. Feeds it back to DK. Flipped it out front. There's a chance. Fired wide. Off the side of the goal again. And they'll blow that one down quickly with 11:08 to go in the period. A minute and a half remaining in the Weyburn power play. Flin Flon in front. front 3-0 on goals by Hunks and a pair from Keith Ritter tonight, one shorthanded. His 4th and 5th of the playoffs. Shots are 7-2. The Bombers on the ridge on the shot clock as Ritter will line up for the face-off here. Wings win the draw. Back to Chakrabarty. A chance. Nice glove save there. Keeper. He'll reach down and grab that one. I think it's simple for Weyburn now. They're just going to throw whatever they can at the net and try and get a goal and get back in this game.
Yeah, and I mean, Flin Flon blocks the shots, not nearly as much as Weyburn, but the thing about this on the power play here with the Bombers is it keeps the pressure to the outside and trying to take away that shot from in the slot there, like what happened in games 1 and 2.
Bombers get the puck. There's Seth. He gets knocked down at center. He'll get back up. The puck is sent inside the Weyburn zone. Chakrabarty over to Maharaj. He'll come back to get it. 1:15 to go in the Weyburn power play. Here comes the smooth skating Maharaj to center. Across the Bomber line. Drop that one back. DK knocked it down. That's a rip. A good save again. Keeper through traffic. He'll reach up and grab that. Now we got Maharaj mixing it up with somebody in front of the net.
Like Sim.
I think that kind of started down here at the blue line, didn't it? On the way up the other end of the ice.
So the one thing here, too, what's happening, and this is what Weyburn was really good at in games 1 and 2 as well, is the shots are getting through, but they're boxing out the Bomber forwards. Any rebounds.
Right.
That's what's happening tonight. The Bombers are moving the forwards out in front, letting keeper see, and if the keeper can see, more often than not, he's going to make the save.
Bombers win a big face-off here. Here's Piccinino. He'll get a hold of it. Down the ice it goes. Manovich will make the save, and Carmen will pick up the puck at the side of the Weyburn net. Ringer will watch him. Wings will move it ahead. Here comes Legrandeur. Drop that one back to Carmen. Quick pass. Picked up by Betson. He'll send it inside the Flin Flon zone. Back of the net. Hunks back there to get it. Up the boards here to Piccinino. That got blocked. Schmidt will knock it down. There's a chance for Schmidt as he'll bring the puck in deep. Throws it back of the net. Picked up here by Legrandeur. Back to the left point to Carmen, and he can't hold it in. Carmen's got to go back to his own blue line. He'll flip that back to Schmidt. Schmidt's got it. Schmidt throws it back of the net. Picked up here by Carmen. 19 seconds to go in the Weyburn power play. Just under 10 in the opening period. Wings on the power play. They'll bring the puck across the Bomber line. Carmen met with a leopard body check. Puck picked up by Arbery. Fanned on it. He'll get it down the ice the second time. And Magonovic will stop this, and puck is picked up here back of the goal as the power play will expire. Weyburn is 0 for 2. Here's the pass to Edwards. Quickly to Moldy at center. Moldy off the boards, back in Flin Flon territory. Yakubchuk racing back. Moldy bumping with him. Wins that battle, but gets tripped up back of the net. Here's Arbery. Flipped it outside the zone. LeBeau. Not sure where it is. Picked up here by Arbery. He is across the line. Dropped it back to Hornacek. Big rebound out front that time. And the Bombers can't capitalize. Colin Olafson, wide open net. But got a little bit too tight and couldn't pick it up. Big rebound given up by Matonovich. Remains a 3-0 Flin Flon lead. Off the boards. Bombers try to push it out. Held in here by DK. DK. Good work here. A chance. That got blocked by Arbery. And he'll clear that down the ice. Racing back to pick it up. Here is LeBeau. LeBeau will pick it up. Feeds it back to Legrandeur at center. Chip back in Flin Flon territory. Legrandeur after it. Tied up back of the goal here with Mounier. Bruner in there as well. A big part of the story here tonight. He's got 2 goals. They'll freeze it up for a stoppage of play. 8.5 to go in the opening period. Now we've seen a lot. We've seen a shorthanded goal. We've seen a goaltending change. And a totally different Flin Flon Bomber team than we saw here in games 1-2. Media timeout. We'll take a break and come back with more of this first period. You're listening. Yeah, no kidding. You're listening to the SKHL semifinals at 102.9 CFBR and FlinFlonOnline.com.
Clear.
It's easy to take a garage door for granted. It goes up and it goes down. Well, not exactly. Installing a new overhead not only increases your home's look, but its protection as well. And at Jim's Custom Doors and Windows, they let you take control at every step of the process. From window style to color and even the hinges, you can create the look that you want. And built to last with extreme weather protection, you can keep your home safe. Get your new overhead door at Jim's Custom Doors and Windows today.
Chicken Chef knows what's needed to make a proper poutine. Real Canadian cheese curds, topped with their in-house gravy and gourmet toppings. Satisfaction guaranteed. Treat yourself to their pulled pork poutine finished with a smoky apple barbecue sauce and crispy bistro onions. Or try the savory Thai chicken poutine, topped with Chicken Chef's signature pulled chicken. Treat yourself with the gourmet poutine menu at Chicken Chef, where it always feels like home.
You're on. And welcome back to Whitney Forum. Just absolutely deafening the loudness in here tonight. There's a puck sent towards the front of the Bomber net. Poked away that time by keeper. Wings will jump on the rebound. This is Fitzgerald. That one knocked away by Tanchuk. Tanchuk, of course, 3 years in a row to the finals for him. 4-year Flin Flon Bombers. Had a good chance here earlier tonight. Mounier will knock that one down more. Willie. Wings steal it. They come back out front. Shakarbani a chance. And that one just missed. Deflected off somebody and went wide. You don't want to cough the puck up to these guys. Here's Ewan back across the Weyburn line. Back out front to Gruner. Gruner back of the net to Ewan. Ewan worked his way back out front. That goes wide. Chance in front off the tip of the stick that time of Muka. Puck will hit a body. He'll come back. The Bomber blue line where it's picked up here by Hunks. He fanned on that one. Schmidt after it. Gets some support though from Luke Lepper. He'll knock it down inside the Flin Flon zone. In the corner for Hunks. Plays it ahead to Cormier. He's covered, and puck will roll back inside the wing zone. They'll play that one back to Maharaj off his stick. Here's Lepper. Look out, just got rid of it. Muka. Oxelgren took a good bump on him. Comes back to Beard in his own zone. Maharaj. Flipped it back to center ice. Wings on the move. Flipped in that time by Oxelgren. Back of the Bomber net. There's Lepper. Back up the boards. Cormier can't get free. The puck will roll out. Picked up here by the Wings. Ruthven on the wing side of center. Ruthven played it ahead. Tipped back in that time by Betson. Maharaj will race after it. He's in there. He'll be a factor for sure. Terrific player for the Weyburn Red Wings, and congratulations on him getting a chance to play hockey at a post-secondary school. There's a chance down for Ringer back the other way. That's knocked away. Here come the Wings back the other way. Chance for Moldy. Moldy across the line, dropped it back. What can get a chance? That one goes off the mask that time, the keeper. On a great opportunity by Romelaire. So the Wings are starting to break through with a couple of chances here. Puck gets past LeBeau at center. Cormier can't pick it up. There's LeBeau. Semp tied up with him. Cormier will get it, and he'll send it back in. There's Olofsson for the Bombers. Olofsson hit hard back of the net by Legrandeur. They both go to the ice. Wings bring it back up to center. Romaleri's got it. He's across the Bomber line. He'll carry it in deep on Holmes. Wings seem to be sparked after the goaltending change, playing with a lot more energy here. Flin Flon trying to get the puck out. Shocker body. He'll knock it down, throws it back of the net. That's picked up here by Mounier. Moves it back to Piccinino. Piccinino at center. Will chip the puck in deep. Carmen stood up that time by Lees. Puck laying back to the Weyburn net. They work it free to Mounier at the blue line off the stick over top of the Weyburn net. Just under 6 minutes to go. Explosive opening period for Flin Flon tonight. A 3-0 lead. Here come the Wings again, though. Legrandeur to center. He'll chip that one in. There's Mounier. Back of the net. Lost the handle. Legrandeur got it back. Throws it out front. There's Gruner. Pokes it to Lees. He'll flip it back. Beard knocked that down at center. Back to Sale. Back to DK. This guy can stick handle in a phone booth. You're going to want to stay on top of him. Here comes DK again. Great puck persistence by DK. DK, good work along the boards. DK shovels it in deep. Mounier can't get a stick on it. Wings have it. They'll try to work it back out front. Oxelgren pinching in. There's Oxelgren. Throws it to the far side. Fitzgerald will go get it. Actually picked up instead by Beard. Beard a chance. Save. Big rebound in front. Flin Flon kind of standing around. Gruner goes down hard. Oh my goodness, he's down. There's going to be a penalty here against Weyburn. And hopefully Keith Gruner's okay. I know you probably didn't see it from your vantage point there, Travis.
No, I was just looking up at the clock there, but you couldn't see it.
I heard the way the crowd reacted. Gruner is down. He's been a big factor. Hopefully he's okay. Penalty going to be handed out here. Auger East is going to go out. Keith Gruner really slow to get back to his feet. We've had one Pepsi Power Play winner tonight. Congratulations to Larry Willerton. Can we make it 2 for 2?
So, you said about the goaltending change from Spark and the Wings, and I don't necessarily think that's what it was. I think it was that media timeout. I'm sure that Cody Mapes there really gave the riot act to the guys there at the bench, and they definitely brought it back here, and they had a lot of energy since that media timeout.
Bombers win the draw. Gail McKenzie is our Pepsi Power Play contestant. Gets her products at Walmart as well. One-timer, there's a hammer shot that time by Tanchuk. Blocked it down the ice. Puck was kind of rolling on Keeper. He'll come out and knock it down. And Flip on the power play for the second time tonight. They're 1 for 1. With 4:40 to go in this opening period, a 3-0 lead. Leopard of center. Hammers the puck back inside Weyburn territory. There's Lees. He'll rip that back around the boards. Leopard waits for it. Knocked it down. Back of the goal for Semp. Cormier. Hit hard along the boards that time. by Carmen. Cormier trying to get free. Bodies flying everywhere. Carmen does grab it here for Weyburn. He'll get a hold of it off the boards, and he'll alertly get it down the ice. Keeper will come out and wait for it, wrapped it around the boards. Racing after it is Lepper. Lepper poked away. Comes back and gets it. Here's Luke Lepper. Minute 5 to go in the power play. We'll feed that back to Piccinino. Big goal for him back in game number 4. Beats that back to Gruner. Great to see him back on the ice. To Ringer. Ringer fights off a check. Here's Piccinino. Blue line for Hunks. Back to Piccinino. He'll hang on. Side of the goal for Ringer. Boy, Weyburn doing a great job of boxing the Bombers out on this power play. Ringer throws it out front. Can Hunks keep it in? Yes, he can. Great effort to get over there. There's a chance. Bogdanovic stopped that. He wasn't sure where it was. The rebound is picked up and fired back down. The ice keeper will stop it. 35 seconds to go in the power play. 3.5 remaining here in this opening period. What a period it's been. Anthony Piccinino to Gruner. Inside Weyburn territory. Blue line for Hunks. Quick chance. That got blocked. Hunks will keep it in. Blocked again. This is Piccinino. Back out front. Puck intercepted. Fired down the ice by Schmidt. On target. Keeper the save. And Hunks will come back to pick up the puck with just 10 seconds to go in the power play. Good penalty kill here by Weyburn. Here's the stretch pass for Gruner. Can't knock it down. Puck a little back in the Weyburn net, picked up here by Carmen. Off a skate in the blue line, knocked down by Jakubchuk. Penalty is over. Flin Flon, though, has the puck inside the zone. Jakubchuk will race in. Jakubchuk back of the net. Picked up here by Arbery. He's bumped off the play. Good work by Olesen, but intercepted by Maharaj. Maharaj flipped that one ahead to Ruthven. That got blocked at the blue line. Hahn tried to pick it up, but knocked away. Maharaj again, back inside Flin Flon territory. Maharaj to Benson, a backhander, and sent out front. And knocked down and held on to this time by Matthew Keeper. Remains a 3-0 Flin Flon lead. Good penalty kill there by the Wings. They can't afford to go down anymore.
No, and that's what you're looking for from them is a little bit of bite back. And if they did, you might as well pack the bus up and head home. But they're here for a reason. They're a good club. They skate well. They're relentless on the forecheck, and they've been really good since the goaltending change and the media timeout.
They certainly have, and they block up. They're so good offensively. They skate so well. People forget about how good defensively they are.
Yeah, blocking shots again on that power play.
And they box Flin Flon out perfectly. You can't play the penalty kill better than what they just did. Flin Flon didn't really get any chances in tight at all. But they do have a 3-0 lead here. They're trying to use that for energy here for the remainder of the game, obviously. Still a lot of time to go. 2:20 remaining in the opening period. Oxelgren will get a hold of it. Weyburn, I think, if the big thing for them, try and get a goal here in the final couple of minutes. Give them some momentum coming up for the second period tonight. Here's Mounier. Back to Cormier. Across the line. Ringer will race after it. There's Ringer. Back out front. He had Muka there over top of his stick. Betson. Off the glass. Picked up here by Chakrabarty, who leads to charge at center. Chakrabarty throws it on net. Good save. Rebound comes back to Sale. He'll rip that over top of the Bomber net. Chakrabarty controls in the blue line. Ripped that one wide. Picked up here by Sale, the former Humboldt Bronco. Sale's got it. Spins, keeps it in. Chakrabarty, chance! Off the glove. Rebound, Wings are on it. Good save that time by Keeper. Bombers kind of hold it on a little bit. Chakrabarty will hold it in again. Great play by him. Here comes Sale. Muka able to knock it away, and he has to get the puck down the ice, and he does. But will try to work it back to Weyburn blue line. Sale got it back, and he'll flip it inside the Flin Flon zone. Hunks back to collect the puck. Just over a minute to go in the period. 1:16 remaining. Here's Mounier. Back to center. Chipped in that time by Hahn. Donovich is going to come out and play it around the boards. Olesen saw that. Tried to throw it back out front. Intercepted here. Hahn coming in. Can't knock the puck down. Wings work it back to center. Here's a nice pass over the left side. That one got blocked, and they're offside. As Arbery getting into it here.
Another good chance there for this fourth line, quote-unquote fourth line of Hahn, Olsen, and Arbery. Had it in deep there for a bit. Like we said, the Wings are pretty decent at generating chances off the fly, off the skate, and same as this line here. So great shift here. That's what you want from your third and fourth lines.
And you're going to see a lot of Maharaj. They're almost double shifting him. He's right back out here again.
Yeah, he won't take too much time off here.
DK to take the face-off against Olesen outside the Bomber blue line. Wings win the draw. They've been very good in that category in this playoff series as well. Chance for Maharaj breaking in, and he got there but couldn't lift the stick of Hunks, who played him perfectly. Maharaj comes over, gives him a couple what-fors in the corner. And the puck is pinned up. They'll blow that down. With 37 seconds to go, boy, we felt the energy. We felt the vibe in the community the last couple of days, Travis, and obviously the team felt them too.
Yeah, no, it was, you couldn't have asked for a better start here for the Bombers, and they've just kind of been holding on here for this last, 8 minutes or so, but 37 seconds left. Finish her off, getting the penalty, or getting the dressing room and regroup like they did.
Maharaj will take the face-off here against Gruner. The left of Matthew Keeper. Third. Maharaj off the draw, off the goal post. Maharaj right off the face-off gets in and hammers one off the post. He's been, I think, Weyburn's best player. Another penalty coming up here. And it might go to Maharaj here. I'm not sure. One of the Bombers was down and got drilled in the boards. I could be wrong. No, sorry, they're going to give the penalty to DK. And Flin Flon will go to the power play for the third time here tonight.
If you notice Maharaj on lots of the face-offs, he doesn't notoriously draw it back. He pushes it forward, and that's exactly what happened there on that play. He pushed it forward past Gruner, and Gruner unfortunately didn't pick him up, and he had an excellent scoring chance. Made stops there by Keeper off the shoulder and off the post. Well, it looks like it's 4-on-4.
Yeah, we got penalties both ways here. Gruner will go for Flin Flon, and DK for the Wings will be 4-on-4 here for the first time tonight. 28 seconds to go in this opening period. Flin Flon in front 3-0, but a huge face-off in the Bomber zone. The left of the goaltender, Matthew Keeper, off the draw. Wings jump on it. Sails, spins, fires on target. Gloved and held on to. And Flin Flon going to want to address this face-off situation. Yeah. Weyburn's winning every single one.
Well, and that's one of the bread and butter for the Bombers. Gruner, Ringer, even Lee sometimes, they're very good on the face-off, and they got to check that in the intermission.
Maharaj wins another one. Back to Shocker Barty. Wings pressing. There's been a chance. Save made. Puck is loose. In front. The Wings are after it. The net is off.
Keeper's helmet's off.
Maharaj, once again, he's been their best player.
Absolutely has been. Best players elevate their times or in themselves in games when they need to be the best. And that's what's happening here right now.
He's been fantastic tonight for sure.
But so is Keeper.
Yeah, Keeper's keeping Flin Flon in. Have you noticed it's nothing against Bogdanovic, but he has not had to make a tough save since he came in.
No, he has. And he had that one there where he didn't see it in front. But Keeper's been keeping this team in here in the last half of this first period. But something that will be addressed in the intermission, I'm sure.
Weyburn has really bared down since the goaltending change. Andrew Zola, very hard to, I'm sure, comprehend how he gets pulled out of a hockey game, but the Wings had nothing at that point.
No.
And they made the move, and they're giving Bogdanovic some playoff experience here, and as long as they keep playing the way that they're in front of him, he may not have to make a lot of tough saves tonight, but a guy that certainly has a bright future in the SJHL for sure. Off the face-off, Lepper will skate it back to center. Here's a nice pass off the right side. Piccinino, back in front. Ringer a chance. He can't finish. Great chance there as Ringer's taken down the corner. Boy, that was set up beautifully. And again, we talk about the transition games. Here's Shocker Barty. Gets it in deep that time. Ruthven, and they're going to run out of time. Tremendous chance for Flin Flon late. But they come up, they can't execute, but I'm sure will be more than happy to take that 3-0 lead to the locker room.
No, absolutely. Like we talked about the broken record in that first period. The start is what was needed. This is something that all the winning teams in the first 4 games have done. Started quick, put up some goals, generated a lot of chances, and that's exactly what the Flin Flon Bombers did in that first 11 minutes.
We'll take a break. The first intermission show for the Co-op is coming up here tonight with the Bombers. A good start, a 3-0 lead after 1 here on 102.9 CFAR and FlinFlonOnline.com.
During the next little while, you're going to hear some things about spicy this and boldness that. But now more than ever, let's get those elbows up and hold high a regular KFC famous chicken sandwich. We all have a choice to make, and some of us have made it before, and some of us are maybe going to make it for the first time. There is a time and place to spice things up, but for now, let's all unify our support behind the regular KFC famous chicken sandwich. Paid for by the official agent for the regular KFC famous chicken sandwich.
Becoming a nurse can be closer than you think. University College of the North offers nursing programs across northern Manitoba. In just 2 years, you could be a licensed practical nurse with our hands-on program in Thompson, Swan River, or Flin Flon. Or if you're ready to dive deeper, our 4-year degree program in Thompson or the Paw can set you on the path to becoming a registered nurse. Become the nurse your community needs. Apply now for September 2025. Visit our website, ucn.ca. UCN. Here you can.
Yugay Tanao, University College North, sa tinutigis kinamagay nao, ay kanto parte nao, ucn.ca, UCN Hegutagan, Tagispanyo.
Hudbay is proud to be a sponsor of this Bomber broadcast. From donations for bursaries, hockey schools, clubs, community events, charities, and so much more, Hudbay has supported our community with dedication and generosity, contributing to events and organizations. Hudbay thanks the people of Flin Flon for their continued support.
You're on. And welcome back to Whitney Farm. Rob Hart, Travis Rideout. Boy, what an explosive first 6 minutes of that opening period for Flin Flon. We talked about the vibe around the community. Obviously, the crowd, it fired this team up, and they came out and they, again, defeat Angelo Zoll 3 times in 6 minutes, and they were all quality. Well, the first one by Hunks, maybe a bit of a deflection out front, I thought.
Yeah.
But he's got no chance on the shorthanded breakaway. And, of course, the second goal by Gruner, right place at the right time. A guy that had 34 goals in the regular season. He can score.
No,
anyway,
absolutely.
Bombers, kudos to using the crowd to their advantage in this game.
Well, and if it's one of those things that if you weren't up for that, standing on the ice for O Canada or sitting on that bench there before during O Canada, you don't have a pulse. Like I said, I took my headset off for a sector. I couldn't even hear myself think. It was electric, and they started off the game feeding off the fans. Absolutely.
So a great start for Flin Flon. Let's take a look at that first period scoring summary. Again, Liam Hunks gets his second of the playoffs from Cole Tanchik at 3:41. This Tanchik had an opportunity, passed and Hunks to quick release, and a lot of traffic in front of it. It'd be interesting to ask Angelo Zoll if he saw that. I don't think he did completely.
Think he did. It was almost like a seeing eye single there, right? It was a nice shot from the point, and Zoll, I think, was looking to his right, and it beat him blocker side.
And Hunks, another great offensive player. Flin Flon very happy what he's brought to the table since the trade with Notre Dame. Keith Gruner gets a pair of goals. Mike, again, we talked about it. Mike mentioned a lot about him going into Game 4. They needed him to get going. I know he's battled some different things, the flu and whatnot, but huge goal for him shorthanded tonight. The play knocked down in the blue line. He races in, goes in. 6 shorthanded goals in the regular season, gets his first to playoffs tonight. Yeah. Beats Zoll low blocker side to really get the crowd fired up. His fourth to the playoffs at 5:50. Then he comes back 25 seconds later on the power play. Yeah. He's able to jump on a loose puck in front, and he'll get his second and 9th to the playoffs. Ringer and Hunks the assists on that one at 6:15. So that would chase Zoll. The Wings, though, since Matanovich has come in, the former Humboldt Bronco, they've tightened up, and they've Flin Flon, other than one chance at the end of the period, which didn't even register a shot. Yeah. Weyburn's done an outstanding job, really not allowing him to see a lot of difficult shots.
No, they're not. They're boxing them out really well, and that's what Flin Flon was doing really well to begin with to start the game. And I mean, there's no reason they can't go back to it there to start the second period, because you know that this crowd's going to get up going here right away too.
Shots, actually, that just gives you an idea what happened after the goaltending change. Yeah. Weyburn outshot Flin Flon that period, 14-9.
Yeah, that's kind of a shock if you look at the board, but it is what it is.
So the specialty teams have factored tonight. Not only Weyburn 0 for 2, but they give it up a shorthanded goal. The Bombers are 1 for 2 with a power play goal, and we'll have, of course, 4-on-4 hockey when we begin the second period tonight. So Flin Flon 1 for 2, Weyburn 0 for 2. That's the story here with the specialty teams. And when the Flin Flon Bombers lead, after 20 minutes of play here in the playoffs, the Bombers have a perfect 3-0 record. When Weyburn trails after 1, they're sitting at 1-2. Bombers were a great team that leads during the regular season. When they led after 1, they were 23-1 when Weyburn trailed after 1 in the regular season. Their record was 5-5-1. Didn't trail after 1 very often.
Not very often, no.
Great battle tonight. The Bombers in front 3-0. You had something you want to throw in there?
Nope.
Okay, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back with our Creighton Pizza player profile. Eric Hahn, who got his first ever SJHL playoff goal. Of course, a call-up with the injuries. Has had a chance to play a lot in these playoffs. No slouch. 53 points with Tisdale of the Saskatchewan AAA League this year. He's thrilled to be with Flin Flon. Thrilled to be playing in the playoffs. Yeah. And I think he's going to be one heck of a junior player.
Really good hockey player. Also spent some time in my basement.
Eric Hahn?
Yep. Last time he was called up there.
Oh, okay.
Got the fortunate, time with us at the Rideout House. And
tough kid not to like.
Oh, he's a super good kid. Yeah, very funny.
Anyway, we'll see what he has to say momentarily. He's our Creighton Pizza player profile. He's coming up next here on 102.9 CFAR and FlinFlonOnline.com.
Take advantage of the Maytag Dependable Savings Event on now at Creighton Furniture and Appliance Center. Save $150 with the purchase of 2 qualifying kitchen appliances, or if you purchase 3 or more qualifying kitchen appliances, you can save $300. Get hundreds of dollars in savings just by shopping Maytag. Get that appliance you've always wanted with the Maytag Dependable Savings Event on now at Creighton Furniture and Appliance Center.
Help make your smile be the best it can be with Spring Hill Dental. Offering a wide variety of treatments and services, and now they bring the denture expertise of Manuk and Coster Denturists from Winnipeg. They do dentures, repairs, relines, and new complete and partial dentures. Maintain your smile by scheduling an appointment in person at their location at Atinica Mall or by calling 204-623-1999. Spring Hill Dental, open Monday through Thursday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. and open until 4 p.m. on Fridays.
Spring Hill Dental in the PA.
All right, AI, I've heard a lot about you. Fill in my spreadsheets. Not bad. Now do my taxes. Now make me something as good as Creighton's Pizza. Nothing, eh? AI can't make homemade goodness cooked with love. It takes real AI, actual intelligence, to call 688-2080. Creighton's Pizza.
Sounds delicious. I will have it all.
I don't think so, you evil robot. Fight for the last slice. You're on.
Welcome to our first intermission. One of the call-ups of the Flin Flon Bombers, Eric Hahn, is going to join us here tonight. Fresh off scoring his first ever SJHL playoff goal, which makes it even sweeter. It's a victory. Biggest moment for you so far in your hockey career in Weyburn back on Wednesday?
Yep. It's a cool goal. It's a big goal. You know, thanks to Gru for seeing me in the F3 there. Kind of just shot it, closed my eye and prayed, and it went in.
Well, I mean, maybe people shouldn't be surprised you scored. I mean, you've had a pretty good year with Tisdale. Led your team in scoring with 53 points. Let's start there, Eric. I know you're close to making this team here with Flin Flon this year, but talk about your year in AAA and I guess kind of how things kind of evolved for you.
Yeah, it was a really fun year. I had a lot of success. My coach, Wes Rudy, there from Weyburn, he gave me every opportunity there was to success. And unfortunately, I got injured in playoff, which I didn't get to play. But lucky enough to be called up here and finishing the season off with the Bombers.
Are you following the draft as it goes along? The SJHL draft, when they had the draft, were you kind of following that when you got picked by them?
Actually, I remember that day. I got a bunch of congratulations, but I was in a math class and I didn't really know where I went, and I got a bunch of buddies telling me. And I think that time I was not too familiar with the Flin Flon Bombers, and I had Reagan calling me or Kags calling me after, and I was pretty confused, but I figured it out what Flin Flon Bombers was.
Oh, so you weren't even sure that Flin Flon was a team of the SJHL?
Yeah, I kind of knew, but was not familiar about any of their guys. So yeah, it was cool moments.
I bet you're happy that they picked you now.
Oh yeah, very happy that I'm here. Yeah.
So you had a good year in AAA. You've been around. I know I've seen you. You've been around the team now for a while. You played some games. You've also been around the team. What have you picked up on? What's been your favorite part of being with this group?
No, it's just such a good positive group. It's not 15, 16, 17-year-olds. It's 17 to 21, right? So it's a group of matured men up here, which I really enjoy spending my time around.
Bombers have had a successful program. They managed to get by Humboldt. A little bit of a tough series here against Weyburn. What do you think's been the factors? Why do you think Weyburn's been able to take the 3 games to 1 lead? What have you seen?
I just think that we didn't play our game and our structure till the last game, which we ended up playing our way, and then we got the W. So,
what's the bus trips been like for? I'm sure in Tisdale a lot of trips are closer. What's it been like for you riding the bus here on these long trips?
You know, in Tisdale I get to sit in the back and lay there, but now here I got to double up and have a bus buddy. It's pretty fun though.
How do you like the trips? Do they bother you at all?
No, not really. No, we have a lot of 5-hour, 6-hour trips, so we got used to bus legs, and that's something you got to get used to if you want to play hockey. So.
Well, on a 9-hour trip to Weyburn, that's a long one.
Yeah, for sure it is. It happens, and you gotta be prepared. You gotta figure it out, be ready to go.
But a lot shorter when you win.
Yeah, exactly. A lot shorter when you win.
I can tell that you're ready to go here for tonight, Eric. We're expecting a capacity crowd here. What was it like the first time you played a game here at the Whitney Forum?
Yeah, I've watched a couple, but it got me chills. You know, just there's no way to describe unless you show up and play a game. And the second I step on the ice, there's some real chills, and it's just so exciting. The adrenaline's going. It's way different than AAA or anything.
Did you get a chance to watch any of the games from the playoffs with Flin Flon last year?
No, I did not come up last year for this, but
I thought maybe you watched some games on Flow TV or maybe on the internet, or?
Yeah, for sure I did. I did some of that. I watched their playoffs against Melford online, so it's pretty cool.
That kind of pumped up. You probably want to be out there when you're watching that, right?
For sure. Yeah, you dream yourself to be a Bomber one day after watching the electrifying and all the people.
So, Eric, what's your family think about the Bombers picking up here? Obviously, that's where you're going to play your junior hockey with. What's the family response been like?
No, my dad showed up against Weyburn. That was against Weyburn. That was the game I scored the goal, and he thought it's a good place for me. And he said he's gonna come up one day to check it out.
Where's your hometown?
I'm from Regina.
Okay, so you're from Southern. So I guess Weyburn not really stranger to you. You probably played a few games that rink growing up as a kid.
Yeah, I played one game there my whole life, and it was in Bantam.
Oh wow, okay. So a little bit of so you didn't really have a lot of experience in that rink then?
No, I do not. I just remember going there once, and that's it.
What is the team? I mean, it's $1 million question. A big win in Weyburn Wednesday. Obviously, it'll be tough going again here tonight. They still have the hold on the series 3 games to 1. What does your group need to do here tonight?
I feel like we just have to keep it simple, find what the success we had in Weyburn and just kind of bring it back to the Whitney. And we got the crowd here. Our blood's going to be boiling. So
confidence has got to be key. Was confidence a bit of an issue with this team after Game 3?
I think the mojo got back, the swaggers got back after Game 4 after we won. But yeah, we just got to keep it going.
Quickly, before I let you go, I know you had the big goal at the Bombers here the other night. Other than that, what would be another big hockey moment for you that you kind of look back on was pretty special for you?
Definitely my second year of Tisdale, where we reverse swept Warman. So kind of in the same shoes that we are going to do right away here. So the reverse sweep was sweet, and then that's one of the biggest memory. And I remember I blew up the goalie in Game 2.
How many goals?
Oh, I slew-footed the goalie.
Oh, you slew-footed him? I thought you blew him up. You meant you scored some goals on him.
Oh, and then Game 3, I got the double overtime winner. That was a really cool moment, and then we end up winning 3 straight games.
You mentioned that Warman series. What kind of turned that around?
When we're losing, when we're down 2-0, and it's just we just start finishing every single check, and we just played really physical. They want nothing to do with it, and then after that, they just kind of gave up.
Stole all the momentum.
Yeah, exactly.
Favorite team, favorite player growing up?
Favorite team, I like Alex Ovechkin, Washington Capitals.
You liked him before this year, right?
Oh yeah, loved him. From second I started watching hockey, I liked Ovechkin.
Yeah, how can't you like a guy like that? Listen, Eric, great to catch up with you. Congratulations on your first SJHL playoff goal. Hopefully the team can win tonight and keep rallying here. Look forward to seeing you in a Bomber uniform for a long time.
Yeah, thank you.
Eric Hahn, call up from Tisdale, our Creighton Pizza player profile here on 102.9 CFAR and FlinFlonOnline.com.
There's always delicious food items to try out at your local McDonald's at the Flin Flon Walmart location. Brand new to the menu include the cheesy jalapeno bacon quarter pounder, the smoky maple bacon breakfast sandwiches. How about something just in time with summer on the horizon? Tropical and watermelon lime fruit splashers and the peach passion smoothie. And how about another brand new menu item, the cinnamon swirl. Try one today. A buttery brioche roll swirled with cinnamon filling and topped with delicious cream cheese. Brand new with the classic cinnamon taste. Your McDonald's location at Walmart, once again offering curbside pickup, so don't forget to download the app, collect McDonald's rewards for free food, sit and relax in the comfort of your own vehicle, and await your order. McDonald's wishes the Flin Flon Bombers all the best through this year's playoff run.
Bailey Homes provides ready-to-move homes as unique as your family. They'll be at the 102.9 CFAR Trade and Leisure Show April 24th to the 26th to answer any questions you may have. From the quality of the build to the care of the move, let Bailey Homes make your dream home a reality. They have the experience bringing custom homes to the north. Find out more by visiting bailey-homes.ca, and they'll see you at the trade show at the Sportex April 24th to the 26th. You're on. You're on.
We're getting ready for the second period here tonight. A great start for Flin Flon tonight, a 3-0 lead. They scored 3 times, and Angelo Zoll chased him from the game, and young Ty Matonovich getting his first taste of playoff action here, and the Nets face 3 difficult shots. Still lots of hockey to go tonight, Travis, and as you and I know, and everybody knows, very good Weyburn Red Wing club that really played a pretty decent second half of that period.
No, absolutely, and the one thing that they have going for them right now is they're a way better, for some reason, 4-on-4 hockey team than the Flin Flon Bombers are, and it's shown in this past 5 games here. So a little bit of an edge here, maybe being with the next minute 32. But it was a tale of 2 stories there in that first period.
McDonald's out of town scoreboard. Of course, the other SJHL semifinals wrapped up. The Mount Mustangs awaiting the winner of this one. So nothing in the SJHL. Manitoba Junior Hockey League tonight. Porter to 1-0 lead on Dauphin after 1. Kings a double overtime victory last night, are now 1 win away from facing the Northern Manitoba Blizzard in the MJHL final.
That's a story right there, knocking off the top team and
defending champs
for the Elizabeth Flyers there.
Congratulations to Eric LaBrosse. He's a terrific coach. He's done a wonderful job with that program, and good luck to them, no matter who they face. Maharaj, he's getting set to face off against Ringer. And Cody Mates has called the referee over. What was that all about?
There's some heat right now going on.
Maharaj to take the draw against Ringer. We're underway with the second period here tonight, and it is deafening in here. As Carmen is chased back in his own zone, he left it back to net for Maharaj. Like they mentioned, the best Weyburn Red Wing tonight. Penalty coming up to Flin Flon right off the hop here. And Ringer will touch the puck, and that'll negate things. The Wings will get a power play 15 seconds into the second period. They're 0 for 2 tonight. Did you see I didn't see the call.
I didn't see the call. I'm assuming Piccinino with a nice hit in the corner there. Maybe a little late, maybe a little high. Who knows?
Piccinino's in the box. This is going to be a 4-on-3, so a lot of open ice here for Weyburn to go to work with to try to get on the board. Ruth will come out for the face-off against Ryder Ringer inside the Flin Flon zone. Off the draw. Bombers get a hold of it. And here's Tanchuk. He'll get it in his blue line and hammer it down the ice. Matonovich will make the save. He'll swap that one over to Chakrabarty. And he'll play that one back to Sale. Actually took a funny hop, never got to him. Chakrabarty will come back and get it in center. Feeds it back to Maharaj. He's across the bomber line. Poked away here. Mounier can't get it out though. Wings hold it in. Here's Sale. Leaves it at the blue line for Maharaj. Maharaj for Chakrabarty. Chakrabarty looking for a lane to shoot it. He'll hang on. Swings the pass to Maharaj. Back to blue line. Chakrabarty. Maharaj drilled it over top of the net. Chakrabarty. You know what? If I was to say one negative thing about Maharaj's game, he doesn't shoot the puck enough, but he got a great chance there. Wings get a chance again. That one knocked down in front. The puck set down the ice.
Nice stop by blocker save there by keeper to keep that one out.
That's the one thing I noticed about Maharaj. He doesn't shoot the puck as often as he should, in my opinion. Carmen, he got ahead of his shot that time. Carmen will take it. He's across the bomber line. Wings try to set up again. Here's Maharaj. A little trouble handling it. He'll knock it down. Here's the backhand pass back to Carmen. Carmen's got it. Dropped it back to Chakrabarty. Left it there for Carmen. A lot of traffic in front. Side of the goal. Maharaj trying to jam that one in. Knocked away. Picked up by Tanchuk. Can't get it out. Chakrabarty holds it in. Here's a chance for DK. Maharaj. Maharaj tries to set things up. Back of the net. So tough to take the puck away from. He'll throw it back out the blue line. Left point for Carmen. Swings that pass to DK. DK's got it. Dropped it back there for Carmen. Carmen's shot. Walked out in front. Chance in front for DK, overskated it. Picked up here by Olesen, and Olesen can't get the puck out. You got to get rid of it as soon as it's on your stick. You can't play around in your own zone. DK holds it in. Back out front to Fitzgerald. He got to get rid of it quickly to Schmidt. They work it back to DK again. DK heads on a shot, blocked in front by Lepper. In his groin area, he's hurt. Wings will keep it in. Great pressure by them. Lepper knocked it down. The penalty is over. Fitzgerald out of the box. That's lifted up the ice here. And Weyburn 0 for 3 in the game, but they get it right back again. Fitzgerald feeds it out front. Edwards a chance, and he ripped it wide. Good opportunity there. Here comes Piccinino for Flin Flon to center. Back to Semp. Semp still looking for his first goal of the series. They need to get him going. Here comes Oxelgren back to center. He'll drop that one back to Fitzgerald. Back out front, knocked away by Ringer. Good play to get it back to center. Cut off by LeBeau. And that'll redirect off Cormier over the glass and out of play. And Weyburn, really good-looking power play. Just mishandled a couple pucks over top of the net.
Yeah, keeper made that save early, and then the Bombers weren't able to get the puck out when they had opportunity there. And between Tanchuk and Lepper, they were out there for a long time. And then Lepper took that one either in the wrist or in the stomach.
Looked like in the stomach. But
yeah, and he's laboring a little bit on the bench there.
Moldy against Ringer at center ice. Flin Flon leads at 3-0, but Weyburn's had the edge of play since really the goaltending change in this hockey game. Here's a nice pass onside to Cormier. That'll hit a stick over top of the net. Matonovich has not had to make one difficult save in this game since coming in. Puck is on the back of the Weyburn net. They'll blow that down for a stoppage. Flin Flon had that great chance at the end of the period, but could not get a shot on net.
Yeah, rolled on Ringer there, but face off in here. That's hopefully one thing that the team talked about in the intermission, like we alluded to there. They weren't very successful in the face-off dot.
Ringer will take the face-off this time against the Wings. Lining up for the draw is Moldy. Wings win the draw again. Here's Oxelgren. Up the boards. Picked up by Edwards, trying to chip it ahead. Flin Flon will hold it in. Ringer looking for some room, but pinned up along the boards here. Ringer trying to spin away. Blue line gets away from Jakub. Chucking down the ice it goes, and he'll race after it with Larry going to make his way to the bench, and they're blowing something down and behind the play here. Is there another penalty being called? Yep, a cross-check against Cohen Semp. Bombers got to stay on the penalty box here, Travis.
Yeah, a little undisciplined right now to start the second period. They've had the momentum there for the better part of the first, and it's kind of been all Wings here since then. But you're not going to get out of the funk by being shorthanded.
Semp will go for the cross-check, and the Wings will go back to power play. Schmidt will take the face-off against Gruner. There's a face-off win by Flin Flon. Long overdue, picked up by Piccinino. Off the boards, back down the ice. Matonovich leaves it back of the goal here for Carmen. Carmen will pick it up. Flin Flon a shorthanded goal here tonight. Should have two shorthanded goals. Here's Betson across the line. Piccinino frees it up, plays it ahead. Look out, Gruner. Here comes Matonovich racing out of the net and makes a great play to get it to center. I think you saw Gruner score on that breakaway in the first period, but he ain't going to do that to me. Great play by Matonovich, though.
Very dangerous.
Nice pass. Cutting in. Fitzgerald. Backhander. He scores. Power play goal, Weyburn. What a pass to Fitzgerald and behind the D. And Weyburn is back in this game. Fitzgerald will take the pass. He walks in alone, and what a beautiful goal to get Weyburn on the board here.
Yeah,
look at this pass inside the zone. That's incredible.
All the Bombers were
Carmen, I think.
Puck focused there, and Fitzgerald was in behind everyone and picked up a nice pass there from their own end. Could have been dangerous, could have been a nice, but made a nice move on keeper for the power play goal.
So the Wings finally get something going here offensively. Fitzgerald will score. Nice power play goal. That's his sixth of the playoffs. But what a pass that was, I believe, by Carmen. As we get the announcement of the goal here at the Whitney Forum. It is Carmen. What a pass. Weyburn on the board. They're down a pair. It's 3-1 Flin Flon. Lots of time to go. 15:50 to go in this second period. Bombers got to stay on the penalty box. Lepper at the blue line. Walks in, shoots it. Ripped that one wide. Puck bounce out front. Nobody knew where it was, including Matonovich. Puck bouncing. Ewan spins. That one hits a skate in front of the net. Wings will get it back. Here's DK. Can't knock it away. Mounier with the steal. He's across the Weyburn line. He's got Lees with him. Lees will take the pass. Throws it out front. Intercepted. Wings the other way. Here comes DK. DK, the smooth skater to center. Poked away from him. Puck comes to Sale. He'll dump it in. Lepper will grab it for Flin Flon. Feeds that one back to Ewan. Ewan to center. Hammers it inside the zone. Olesen will try to knock it down. We should mention the Bombers lost Wyatt Stinton early tonight. Did you notice, Travis, he came back on the ice?
No, he hasn't, and I got a note that he is probably done for the rest of the game.
Well, there's a loss for Flin Flon. No Wyatt Stinton here tonight. Wings will throw that back to the Bomber blue line, locked down by Lepper. Feeds it back to Holmes. Center ice here for Arbery. He'll dump it in. Matonovich out of his own net. Around the boards to Fitzgerald, who's got the Weyburn goal. He's pinned up here. Puck knocked down by Hunks. A goal and an assist for him tonight. Play that one back to Holmes. Holmes has got some room. He'll skate with it to center now. He'll lift the puck inside the Weyburn zone. LeBeau will go back to get it. Back of the goal. Puck picked up here. They can't work it back out front. It's in the corner. It's in somebody's equipment, I think. Derek Allen comes free. Was up in Hahn's equipment there, and they'll dig it free. The Weyburn Red Wings will get the puck and play it back to center. Holmes stands up Algareese, but the Wings will pick it up. Schmidt across the line. Fired it on target. Good right pad save made that time by keeper. One of the Wings is taken down as he tries to make his way to the front of the net. Flin Flon back the other way. Here comes Arbery down the wing. Tried to throw it out front. Makes its way to the front of the Weyburn net. And Matonovich will make the save and hang on. 14:02 to go in the second period. A 3-1 Flin Flon lead. It's 3-0 Bombers after one. The Wings, though, finally get their power play going.
Yeah, on that nice stretch there. And I think that since then, though, the Bombers have been a little better defensively here since that goal. As I alluded to in that play there, they were all puck focused and weren't watching around.
14:02 to go. Face off in the wing zone. The left of Matonovich, Ringer. Stemp, Cormier, the forward group for Flin Flon. Tanchuk and Yakubchuk on the back end for this big face-off deep in the Weyburn zone. Weyburn's played a nice game since falling down 3-0. And they're seeing a lot of the traits that we saw from them early in the series, not allowing Flin Flon a lot of good offensive chances, blocking a lot of shots, and using their transition game to a T. Puck sent back down the ice. Yakubchuk will pick it up inside his own zone. Feeds that one ahead. Cormier. He got tied up but dropped it back to Tanchuk. Then he found on it. Picked up by Semp. Wings get it back. Maharaj. The soccer body. Nice pass to Betson. How he saw him through all that traffic beyond me, but he got it to him. Yakubchuk after it. Throws it away along the boards. Maharaj with the steal. Back to soccer body. A chance. Didn't miss by much. Here's Semp. Lays it ahead to Ringer. Ringer knocked it down. Maharaj tried to flip it ahead. Ringer came back and took it back for Flin Flon. Here's Tanchuk. He'll lift that one over to Cormier. Chakrabarty back, saw it all the way, intercepted it, fired it outside the zone. Flin Flon brings it back in, but they're offside. Ruthin. Back to Chakrabarty. Gets that one ahead to Edwards. He'll chip it in on goal. Save made by keeper. He'll quickly get rid of it. Here's Leopard. Up the boards to Piccinino. Ahead to Lees. Lees. Bumped off the play. Puck will come back at the Flin Flon zone. Piccinino on top of it. Piccinino one-hands it back to Yakubchuk. Got to come back to Lees. Referee goes down. Here comes Lees back the other way. That's on target. And Matonovich will make the save and hang on. Fans should not do that.
No.
Sure, when a referee goes down, that's
no,
very
especially
bad.
something like that. He, he got a little slit up there, and
I do not go for that
landed
at all.
on the old tush, but
do not go for that at all.
But a nice little fight back there by the Bombers, and Lees with an opportunity there. You know, another guy that probably scored in Weyburn, but or in Flin Flon here, I guess, but he could score maybe. Get him going here and would help out the team.
Gruner will take the face-off here against the Wings DK. Bombers win the drop back to Lees. A chance. That got blocked. Lepper's got it. He shoots it. Blocked again. Lees gets a hold of it. There's a chance in front. Matonovich stopped that. Another chance as Flin Flon finally getting some opportunities. At the new goaltender, Gruner will grab a hold of him, and Gruner might have a tough time finding room after the start that he had tonight.
What a great shift here, though. This is a nice little fight back by the club. A couple opportunities. Like I said, Joey Lees might need to get going offensively here, playing up with Gruner and Piccinino. And what a great opportunity that was there. Rebound was laying around. That's one thing, though, with the Weyburn goaltenders is they give off a few rebounds more than say Daza Mitchell did in the first series.
Well, and here's the thing. Zoll is one of the top goalies in the league. Matonovich is no slouch.
No, and they're both 05s.
And he played pretty good in Humboldt this year. Matter of fact, I don't know if you remember when Humboldt was here. He played one of those 2 games, and he was fabulous here.
Yeah.
But he knows what the Whitney Forum's all about. He's played well, and he'll give them a chance to get back in this game. Don't you? Weyburn fans don't have to worry about that. Puck is chipped back to center. Lees. Gad knock it down. The puck rolls back in Flin Flon territory. There's Lepper. Down the boards to Lees. Lees moves it quickly. Here's Keith Gruner. Some room. Stumbled at center, but he'll pick it up. Across the Weyburn line, he'll bring it in. There's Keith Gruner. Look out. Took a bit of a run that time, but Everloss has a chance now for Lees with the steal. Cat finish up. Puck rolled the blue line. Lepper knocked it down. Out front, the redirection. Good save, Matonovich. Puck comes free again. Bombers try to jump on it. You mentioned Joey Lees. That's the Bombers' best chance since the 3 goals early in the first period.
A nice tip in front, and then a loose puck there that Gruner was unfortunately didn't get enough wood on. But like I said, good fight back there for the Bombers there. Since midway through that first period, it's been all Wings, but that's something that the Maroon and White needed there.
Olafson back out there for Flin Flon. Great to see him back in a Bomber uniform tonight. As he'll line up for the face-off here. Off the draw, the two teams try to grab that puck. It's picked up by Ewan. Ewan back of the net. Lost the handle. Gruner has it. Steve Gruner swings it back to Holmes. Holmes lots of traffic, a shot! And I don't know how Matonovic saw that. Ewan's got a guy down in front. And you know that's what they want to do with Ewan. A big body. Yeah. Get him in front. Screen, deflection, whatever.
Well, and that's why he's on the power play one there. He gets that big frame in front and, plays a little bit of a sandpaper game there, and that's what you need. And that's what happened there. The Red Wing defender was down. Ewan went to go to the net there to get some traffic to fell, and that's how Matonovic was able to see that puck.
Olafson back to work here with Nuka. And Ewan's is a little bit of a different looking forward group. Holmes and Hunks. Hunks a goal and an assist here tonight. Off the draw. Ewan a chance, and Matonovic right on top of that made the save. Rebound, floats the blue line. Hunks did hold it in. Good effort by him. Maharaj. He'll pick it up for Weyburn, and this guy can move. And stick handle. Lost the handle there. Bombers will flip it back in. Rolls deep in the wing zone. That's picked up here by their D-men. And sent back outside the zone, that time by LeBeau. Hunks back to get it back to the Bomber net to Hunks. He'll poke that the rest of the way, but he won't get it out. Maharaj there to cut off. His shot got blocked. Arbery racing after the puck. Reed Arbery looking for a little bit of room here. Can't pick up the loose puck. Maharaj, a good job to get back and offend him. And didn't let him get in alone. Here's a chance for Ruthven, but they're offside. Blown down with 10:57 to go in the second period. Shots a little bit tighter now on the Ridge on the shot clock. 17-16 Weyburn. But they got the goal here in the second period.
That's right. You can see what they're trying to do here. They're trying to get in behind the Bomber defenders like they did on that power play goal.
And they did in games 1 and 2
That's right. And use their speed, generate the chances off the rush there like that. It was just offside. It could have been another dangerous play there.
Another face-off inside the Weyburn zone. Here's Ryder Ringer. 8 goals to lead all playoff performers in the SJHL. We'll take the face-off here against DK. Wings win the draw. Shocker Barty gets that puck out. Puck bounces. Jakubchuk, he's not sure where it is. Rolls it across the Bomber line. Sale will race after this one. Look out, Arbery. Get him up along the boards, but Sale throws it back out front. Wings looking for that loose puck. Tanchuk goes down. Arbery will pick it up along the boards. Flin Flon try to clear it out, stays in. Knocked down here by Jakubchuk. Feeds it back in the goal for Tanchuk, had to get rid of it. DK can't find it, comes the blue line, comes out. Tanchuk will get it back for Flin Flon. Sailed all over top of him. Poked away by DK with the steal. DK cutting in, and he almost made a nifty move there. Boy, the Bomber defense coughing up the puck, not to the guy you want to do it. Weyburn very much alive in this game. Here comes Ringer back the other way. Ringer made a good move, and he can't finish up. Knocked away at the blue line. Looked like Hahn might be able to keep that one in, but blown down.
Pretty close.
10:04 to go. Boy, this Weyburn team, they are really attacking with a ferocious forecheck.
Well, and that last play there, I didn't mind it. Tanchuk is being forced, and to make a pass across your D partner is one thing. But unfortunately, it was a little bit of a soft pass, and that was able to, DK was able to pick it off there and go in on a chance.
Not the guy to cough the puck up to. Lepper's got it. He'll rip it in. Weyburn really skating very well here. Like I said, since the goaltending, JJ been really, really good. Lepper will pick it up. He'll hammer it in back of the goal for Lees. He's pinned up along the boards that time. Pacino stays after it. On the ice here, the puck laying underneath of the Wings, and Lees will dig it free. Blue line. There's a chance. That one ripped wide that time by Mounier. Pacino tried to pick it up. Legrandier giving him a what's for back. Weyburn's been probably a little bit more physical tonight than I've seen in the last couple of games. Here comes Romolari. Back the other way. He'll dump it in. They've been really tough on Flin Flon down low here tonight. Gruner. Laid it back to center. Cut off by Oxelgren, but he takes a good body kick by Cormier. There's an opportunity for Lees. Back across the line. And Cormier had his stick lift and couldn't do much. Knocked down by Lepper. Lepper has it. Hangs on. Swings it out front. There's a chance. Ringer kicked out right. Pat stopped by Matonovic. Maharaj will get it back here for the Wings. He fights off a couple of checks. Flipped it back. Hit the skate of Oxelgren. He'll get a hold of it. Sepp knocked it down at center. And the Bombers will dump this puck back inside Weyburn territory. Ringer racing after it. Picked up the loose puck inside the wing zone. Left it in the corner. Oxelgren takes Semp down. Semp's got the puck underneath him. Oxelgren down as well, and they'll blow it down with Cormier tangled up with one of the Weyburn defenders. Looks like we're going to get our media timeout. We got 8.5 remaining here in the second period. Flin Flon in front 3-1 on 102.9 CFAR and FlinFlonOnline.com. Alrighty, play.
The North of 53 Co-op is proud to make buying Canadian products easier for you by sticking little maple leaves next to your favorite products. You can shop confidently knowing where they came from. Meats, fruits, and vegetables raised, grown, and produced by Canadians for Canadians, because the Co-op understands how important it is for your kitchen to be stocked with products you can be proud of. The North of 53 Co-op, you're at home there.
Bubbly sparkling water is the best. It has the fizz that gives the zest. With lots of flavors, there's no contest, cause you know bubbly.
What are you doing?
Just rapping about bubbly sparkling water to tell people how good it is.
Is that really necessary?
Well, you know, I wanted to,
Why don't you just tell them that bubbly sparkling water has no sugar, no calories, and it gives you that refreshing and delicious taste you crave?
I think that's a better idea.
Arctic Beverages, proud supplier of bubbly sparkling water. Crack a smile.
You're on. And it's game number 5 of this SJHL semifinal. A very ruckus Whitney Forum crowd, and whether you're in the Flin Flon vicinity or not, if you're watching this game, listening to this game, and you really owe it to yourself to come at least watch one playoff game in this break at some juncture.
Yeah.
Nothing beats it.
No, and I mean, how many out-of-town fans have been up here this run in the last few runs, and they enjoy their time here?
It's a electric atmosphere here tonight. The hometown Bombers in front right now, 3-1, but Weyburn has been the better team since really the midway point of the opening period. Flin Flon trying to get another big goal to answer the Weyburn goal here in the second. LeGrander will knock that one down. He'll play it back to Carmen to center, and he'll send it in. Look out, bouncing puck. The keeper played that one well. Got it to the corner, picked up by Holmes. Bombers can't clear. Carmen holds it in. Chance for DK. Silent it. Great save. Rebound. The Wings can't capitalize. Big one there from Matthew Keeper. Carmen back on top of it to lift it in. Boy, you want to talk about big saves at big times. Huge stop there from Matthew Keeper.
And a nice clear out by Nash Holmes there after the rebound.
Semp will send that 50 feet over the glass, and they'll blow that one down with 7:59 to go in the second period. Here's the replay there. An absolutely brilliant save, Travis Ryder.
Yeah, nice slide across save there.
That looked like you with the Whoopers back in the day.
Almost, yeah, but not quite. I might have let that in.
Well, it wouldn't have been a bad goal to let in. That was a heck of a shot.
That's right.
Olofsson takes the face-off to get Schmidt outside the blue line. Trust me, I had a lot of bad nights in my career, too, as that puck is set inside the Flin Flon zone. I don't remember making a lot of big saves like that myself. Got lucky a few times, but that was a great save for sure. Bombers work it back to center. Here's Ryder Muka for Flin Flon. Back across the Weyburn line, offside. Blown down 7:42. Should mention, Portage in front of Dauphin, now 2-0 in the second period. MJHL semifinal. The winner gets to face the Blizzard. Dauphin up 3-1.
Yeah, and that series is going 1-1-1, I believe.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Proximity to the two communities there.
That's a bonus amount, not a costly cut in that.
Yeah.
Off the face-off, Wings win the draw. They go back to work as they'll send this puck inside the Flin Flon zone. Alger East is in there. Boy, Cody Mace wasn't kidding when he talked about the upside of this young guy. He's a really nice player. Here, chase back to Weyburn blue line, played that one ahead, chipped back inside the Flin Flon zone. Yakubchuk there to collect the puck. 7:19 to go in the second period. Yakubchuk has to hurry. He'll skate with it to center. Yakubchuk takes it across the Weyburn line, hangs on. Yakubchuk a chance. And Matonovich got his glove on that. Here's Yakubchuk back out front. Ewan walks it. Score! There it is. Rick Ewan. We have a lot of things in these hockey broadcasts, Travis. We don't have a highlight of the night.
Yeah.
If we had a highlight of the night, that would be it by Yakubchuk.
Yeah.
Got the puck inside his own zone, fought off defenders, got it in, got a chance, and then sent the puck right back out to Rhett Ewan. What a play by number 5.
Yeah, no, that was a big play by a big man there. And also a cough up along the wall there. Ryder Muka, you got to give him credit. Nice hit on the defender there. You can hear the footsteps coming on him. Cough that puck up. Yakimchuk with a nice feed to right Ewan and a nice goal by 26.
What a play by Yakimchuk. And I talked about this. I don't know if we'll talk. Oh, we have a break. I don't know if you heard the post-game interview I had with Mike after Game 4, and I talked about the underappreciation from Mounier. You can put Yakimchuk in that same boat. These guys don't put up a lot of points like Hunks and Leopard and Shocker Barney, some of the elite offensive defensemen. But the years that Yakimchuk and Mounier have had cannot go unnoticed.
No, and I've always said, and maybe this is the wrong way to put it, but if nobody's talking about you as a defenseman, you're doing well.
Yeah, good
right?
point.
So someone like Yak and someone like Mounier, they don't get talked about a lot, and that's for a reason.
Off the face-off, Carmen will dump this in, so Flin Flon answers the Weyburn goal. Rhett Ewan, of course, had that big game against the Broncos in Game 1, and gets a big goal here tonight, third in the playoffs for him. He's been very valuable for Flin Flon, all the different things that he brings to the table. There's Tanchuk, pushes that one back to Piccinino. He'll flip the puck out. First puck to beat Matanovic here tonight. Here's Moldy, trying to come back the other way. He'll flip that puck back inside the Flin Flon zone. There's Mounier, back of his own net. Had a guy all over him. It's Moldy. And
calling a penalty.
There's a penalty coming up here. Going to be a slashing call. And it looks like it's going to go, obviously, against Weyburn. Moldy will take the penalty, and Flin Flon will go to the power play for the third time tonight, Travis.
Yeah, that was a little, he was a little extracurricular on the hit on Mounier and got up a little high. Hit him once, hit him twice, third time high, and you're going to get called every day on that.
Pepsi power play contestant Bob Wood gets his products to the North of 53 Co-op, another dedicated Bomber fan and listener. And again, if the Bombers score the power play, he'll win a 12-pack of Pepsi, courtesy of Arctic Beverages, your local dealer of Pepsi Cola in northern Manitoba and Saskatchewan. As Maharaj will line up for the face-off here against Gruner. Inside the wing zone, comes back to Hunks. There's the one-timer by Ringer. That one got knocked down in front. Nice job that time by Sale. Drop pass to Hunks. Feeds it out front. Piccinino a chance. Blocked again that time by the Weyburn D-man LeBeau. Boy, they block a lot of shots. Here's Piccinino. Feeds it back to Ringer. Band on it, gets it back. Ringer at the blue line. Hanging on to it. There's a shot. Save made here by Matanovic. Rebound picked up by Gruner. Fired back to the right point to Hunks. Here's a chance. And Matanovic with Ewan in front. Able to see that one. He'll knock it down and make the save. A minute and a half to go in the power play. 5:37 in the second period. The Regionama shot clock now in Flin Flon's favor, 21-19.
And so we talked about the block shots. The only difference tonight is Flin Flon's able to get them after the block shot. In games 1 and 2 in particular, anytime the Wings blocked shots, they were the first guys on the loose pucks and they were getting them out of the zone.
Bombers win the draw. Hunks feeds it back to Piccinino, a chance, and that one almost knocked in by Ewan, looking for his second of the night. Ruthven will pick it up here for Weyburn. Ruthven's got some room, and he'll take it to center. He'd love to answer the shorthanded goal by Keith Gruner back in the opening period. Ruthven will bring it in. Piccinino dug it free from him, and he'll flip it back of the net. DK in there as well with that aggressive penalty kill. Bombers work it back to Ringer at center. He's got some room across the Weyburn line. Ringer crossed up by DK, got the puck back. That was kicked out, comes back to center. 56 seconds to go in the power play. Here's a pass to Ringer. Bouncing puck, can't knock it down. Puck comes out. Hunks races back and picks it up. And he'll play that up to Lees. Lees lost the handle, comes back to Hunks, tried to come back to Tanchuk. He looks like he's slowed up. That's an icing call against the Bombers. 38 seconds remaining in the power play. 4:45 to go, but a big goal by Rhett Ewan in the second period, answering the power play goal by Fitzgerald for Weyburn.
Yeah, and you could tell it because the Bombers have looked a lot better on this power play, moving it around, getting some shots off, getting shots through. Ewan in front with that big frame. Unfortunately, the pass there was just out of Tanchuk's reach there, and face-off down deep.
Benson against Lees. Lees wins a big face-off in the Flin Flon zone. They'll work it around the boards. There goes LeBeau, the Weyburn D-man. He'll knock it down. There's a shot, look out. Keeper got enough of that one. Weyburn a good chance of the penalty kill here. Even the penalty kill, they're still very aggressive. Here's Tanchuk. Bombers get it back to Lees at center. He'll carry the puck across the line. Take your pick, Cormier and Tanchuk both offside. And blown down with 4:28 remaining in the period. 21 seconds in the power play for Flin Flon. 1 for 2 tonight.
Yeah, and what happened on that play there is Lees had the puck on the outside wall there, and he went diagonal instead of going straight A to B, and drew the two individuals offside there, Tanchuk and Cormier.
DK to take the face-off against Lees just outside the Bomber blue line. Weyburn wins the face-off and picked up and hammered down the ice by Oxelgren. Lepper back to get it. Sale, a great penalty killer for Weyburn right on top of him. Flin Flon, not a lot of time to really move the puck. You got to be really almost a step ahead of Weyburn before they get in there. Lepper with a good move there. We'll flip it back to center to Lees. Lees down the right side, and again they're offside. And Lees can look at the linesman all he wants. There's two guys at least 10 feet ahead of him.
Yeah. Same thing, slowed up on that play there.
So 4:06 to go. That'll do it for the power play. Flin Flon 1 for 3. But a huge goal by Rhett Ewan. That's the big story for Flin Flon here in this second period. Face off outside the Weyburn blue line. Betson against Arbery. Olison, Arbery, and Hahn is the Flin Flon trio this time. Lepper and Tanchuk at the back end as the Bombers will rip that one wide of the Weyburn goal. There's Tanchuk. Out front! And Olison can't get a stick on it. Wings come back the other way. Stretch pass. Just missed Maharaj. He just missed that one. Boy, they love to get that guy in behind the D. And these defense, they do a heck of a job getting the puck. There's like fiber. It's like the whole middle of the ice is covered. But they find a way to get that stretch pass through.
Well, and that's the thing on their breakouts there. It's not a traditional breakout up the wall to the winger, centerman cutting in, pass in front in the slot. These guys do a one pass, one touch pass all the way up the middle.
Look out, Maharaj comes down and drills Olison off the faceoff. Ruthven gets that back across the line. Yakimchuk will knock that down in front of the Bomber net. Maharaj took a bit of a run at him as he's starting to get a little bit physical here, trying to motivate his team any way that he can. Here's Yakimchuk. Throws that puck back to Lepper. Lepper off the right side for Olison, too far. Icing against the Bombers. 3:24 to go, second period. 21-20 the shots for the Bombers. The original unanimous gun shot clock. Leafs beat the Habs in OT 1-0.
I like that.
That 1 point could be big for. I want to see Montreal make the playoffs.
No, that's
I'm not convinced they're going to get in yet.
No. There's a couple teams on the outside looking
Columbus,
in.
did you see the Columbus score today?
7-0, yeah.
Did Ovechkin play?
I'm not sure.
I doubt it.
If he did, he might still be hungover.
Schmidt will take the face-off against Arbery inside the Flin Flon zone. The right of the netminder. Matthew Keeper off the draw! And Alger East will rip that one well wide of the mark. The puck will roll back to center. Carmen will pick it up. Back to Schmidt. Alger East comes over. And he'll swing the puck back at the Flin Flon zone. There's Yakimchuk back to his own net around the boards here for Arbery. Arbery tried to pin that one up as Schmidt came over, took a bit of a run at him. Puck squirts free. Arbery takes his guy down. Might be lucky he didn't get a penalty there.
Got away with one there for sure, yep.
Yakimchuk tied up here, trying to get the puck free. It's the Wings that have it back out front. There's a chance by Alger East, ripped it wide. Yakimchuk on top of his guy, Fitzgerald. And now we got a Bomber going down here. That was Yakimchuk. And now we got stuff happening here. Schmidt and Arbery working at each other. 2:45 to go. Another penalty being handed out here. We'll see who's getting it. Looks like it's going to go to the Wings. Lucas Schmidt. It's a cross-checking penalty. Well, a great chance for Flin Flon here late in the second period.
Yeah, this would be huge going into the second intermission there. Again, no different than the penalty to Fitzgerald earlier. Couple shots, they let it go. When you get 3 or 4 in there, you're going to get called every time.
Benny Beck, our contestant, gets across the north of 53 co-op. Good luck. Ringer at the blue line. Back to Hunks. Swings the pass to Piccinino. Back of the goal to Ewan. Back out front. Nice setup there. And Gruner just fired it wide. Great pass from Ewan. Ringer will hold the puck in for the time being. Romelaire on top of this one pushes it out. Back to center. Here's Hunks. Minute and a half to go in the power play. 2:20 in the second period. Flin Flon in front 4-1. Here's the stretch pass for Ringer. Too far. Cut off by Oxelgren, and he'll get that back to center. Hunks loses the handle. Here's Moldy shorthanded. Moldy loses an edge inside the Flin Flon zone. Ewan, the big goal here at the second, will knock it down. Rhett Ewan hangs onto it. Leaves it back to the net for Hunks. 1:10 to go in the power play. Hunks being watched here by Sale. Here's the pass. DK intercepted it at center. DK Lost a hand on the ringer. Ringer back the other way. Here's the pass to Gruner. A goal and an assist here tonight, including a short-handed marker. But the Wings come up with the puck. Here comes DK. DK dancing down inside the Flin Flon zone. DK will hang on. Flipped it back out front. Bombers get control. 45 seconds to go in the power play, trying to make something happen. Piccinino to center. Inside Weyburn territory. Left it there for Tanchuk. Around the boards for Semp. Semp knocked it down, played it back the blue line. Here's Leffert. Pass intercepted. Wings work it back to Sale. And he'll bounce it off the boards back in Flin Flon territory. Keeper will make the save, and Tanchuk will grab the puck beside of his own net. Ahead to Lees. Throws it back to Leffert. Leffert will pick it up across the Weyburn line. With a minute remaining in the period, just 13 seconds to go in the penalty. And the puck set back to center. Tanchuk back to Lees. Throws it back to Tanchuk inside the Flin Flon zone. Here's the pass here to Yakimchuk. The key on the fourth goal. He'll dump it in. Power play over. And Flin Flon 1 for 4. Back to 5 aside. 38 seconds remaining. Puck inside the Weyburn zone. Deep. Maharaj digs it free. Back of his own net. Shovels that back to Schmidt, who's under the penalty box. He'll swing that pass to Ruthven. Ruthven at center. Throws it back in the Flin Flon zone. Keeper out of his own net around the boards. It goes. He'll clear it out. Or Willie. LeBeau off the bench. Knocked it down. Kept it in. Here's Schmidt a chance. He sends that one through the crease just wide. Another chance ripped wide by Oxelgren. Wings battling to the end here. LeBeau holds it in. And picked up here by Tanchuk inside his own zone. Tanchuk has got it. He'll hang on and he'll do the smart thing and lift it back outside the zone. Oxelgren will knock it down just beside the Weyburn blue line. And that's going to do it for the second period here tonight. Big key answering that Weyburn power play goal, Rhett, you and I cannot describe how big of a goal that is for Flin Flon.
No, it's huge. And the thing about the end of that game there, or the end of that period, sorry, is that ever since that goal, Flin Flon has come back to the way that they started the first period. They took some punches in the middle bit of that end of that first and the beginning of that second, but they finished it off strong, and the scoreboard and the shot clock filled.
Second iteration show for the co-op, straight ahead. Flin Flon in front 4-1 on 102.9 CFAR and FlinFlonOnline.com.
Insurance matters, and so does where you get it. Flin Flon Insurance proudly serves Manitoba and Saskatchewan, helping you select the perfect policy, not only for your home and vehicle, but for your business, travel, and health needs. Family-owned, Flin Flon Insurance offers personalized service and solutions. Visit them at 100 Main Street or flinfloninsurance.ca. Insurance matters, and so do you. Flin Flon Insurance wishes the best to the Bombers on their playoff run.
Northland Ford proudly supports the Flin Flon Bombers in the SJHL playoffs, and we know they'll play tough like the Ford F-150, the toughest truck on the market for over 45 years and counting. Northland Ford is helping the community cheer on the Bombers as they fight to bring a championship back home where it belongs, and will provide you with the best selection to choose from in the North for the North. Northland Ford, the dealership you tell your friends about.
There are many reasons to get new furniture, but if you need some help convincing yourself, Creighton Furniture is there to show you some new and interesting items that may just scream you. Furniture is the backdrop to our lives, for sitting and sleeping, but also to express our sense of style. And as our needs change, so should our furniture. You can stop teasing yourself with pictures of someone else's stuff. Drop into Creighton Furniture today and get some drool-worthy pieces of your own. They're here, they're local, and they have it all. Creighton Furniture, make it your first stop.
You're on. Alrighty, welcome back to Whitney Forum. Rob Hart, Travis Rideout, and quite the game for the Bombers here tonight. They got up to the quick 3-0 lead. Weyburn settled down, made the goaltending change, and really have played a really nice road game since then. They get a big power play goal here in the second. Fitzgerald will score his 5th of the playoffs from Carmen. Gave them some life. Matthew Keeper, a couple big saves after that, and a big goal by Rhett Ewan tonight. What a play again by Pierce Yakimchuk. Like I said, don't have a highlight in the broadcast, or highlight of the night in the broadcast. Maybe we should add one, but that would be it for me. He made the great play in his own zone, got the puck down the ice, got a chance, got the puck back and fed it out front. And nice shot to beat the only puck to beat Matonovich since coming in relief is Zoll tonight, and beautiful shot down low, and huge for Flin Flon to answer that goal because Weyburn has had a lot of the momentum since the midway point of the opening period.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And like I said, it's kind of like a heavyweight boxing match going on there, slug for slug. And Flin Flon held on and, looked a lot better at the end of that second period there.
Bombers outshot the Wings 12-9. So Flin Flon a two-period total of 20. Actually, both teams now have 21 shots. So looks like 7 shots for the Wings. Originally there was 6. They've changed it to 7. So dead even at 21 after 2. Both teams 1 for 4 on the power play. But again, that big short-handed goal tonight by Keith Gruner early. These short-handed goals, they have a real knack of coming back to bite you, you know where.
Oh, they can kill you. Absolutely, they can. And like we said, Keith has been, Gruner's been a little quiet in this series, and for different reasons. And what a way to wake up there and get a huge pivotal goal, and then the power play goal shortly after that.
So the teams exchange goals here in the second. Fitzgerald in the power play for Weyburn, and Ewens come back with his third of the playoffs from Yakubchuk to make the score 4-1 after 2. Shots, like we said, dead even as well at 21 apiece there through 40 minutes of play. In the playoffs with the Bombers lead after 2, a perfect 5-0 when Weyburn trails after 2 in the postseason. 0-2. And I'll tell you what, Flin Flon in the regular season when they had a lead after 2 were almost indestructible. 32-0.
Yeah, that's a crazy stuff.
But Weyburn's played well tonight. I mean, they're going to come out and give Flin Flon all they can handle. When Weyburn trailed after 2 in the regular season, their record 3-13-1. So they're down 3. The thing for them, they need to get a goal early and try and get back in it. But boy, as this game goes on, it's been a real war out there tonight.
Yeah, no, and it's been, it's kind of been in quarters here, in sections here. Flin Flon was off to a hot start. First 10 minutes, 9-10 minutes. Weyburn took it to them at the end of that first period, beginning of the second, and then Flin Flon scored that goal right. Ewan really turned the tides there for them to end the second period.
We'll see what happens, but a big, like I said, a huge goal from Brett Ewan to put Flin Flon up again 4-1. Great interview coming up in the second intermission. Going to be joined by the Wings assistant coach Willie Mason, who was a member of that Estevan Bruin team that won the SJHL and the Anavet Cup in 98-99, that big series against the OCM Blizzard. Yeah. 2 best junior A teams I've ever seen. That was incredible hockey. We're going to reminisce about that and some other things. Willie's a fantastic guy. He's a great hockey player. And his interview is coming up here momentarily on 102.9 CFAR and FlinFlonOnline.com.
It's anniversary month at Shane's, and Samsung is here to help celebrate the occasion with tons of great products. Upgrade your viewing experience with one of Samsung's smart TVs, or boost your audio with their wireless speakers, making for an unforgettable movie night. You can customize your kitchen with one of Samsung's efficient smart oven ranges and a spacious refrigerator to optimize your cooking. Come see why Samsung is making anniversary month at Shane's in the Otenica Mall unforgettable. Shane's. Watch, listen, play, connect.
There's always delicious food items to try out at your local McDonald's at the Flin Flon Walmart location. Brand new to the menu include the cheesy jalapeno bacon quarter pounder, the smoky maple bacon breakfast sandwiches. How about something just in time with summer on the horizon? Tropical and watermelon lime fruit splashers and the peach passion smoothie. And how about another brand new menu item, the cinnamon swirl. Try one today. A buttery brioche roll swirled with cinnamon filling and topped with delicious cream cheese. Brand new with the classic cinnamon taste. Your McDonald's location at Walmart, once again offering curbside pickup, so don't forget to download the app, collect McDonald's rewards for free food, sit and relax in the comfort of your own vehicle, and await your order. McDonald's, wishing the Flin Flon Bombers all the best through this year's playoff run.
You're on. Coach and former SJHLer Willie Mason, part of the Estevan Bruin championship team from 98-99. Josh Dobbin, Marco Cefalo. I mean, just a terrific team and some of the best hockey I've witnessed. First and foremost, Willie, good to see you, and how you enjoying being an assistant coach here in the SJHL?
Yeah, going back a long time here to 1999 Estevan Bruins, but yeah, it's good to be back in this league here, helping the Red Wings organization, and hopefully make it as far as we can here this year.
How did this opportunity kind of present itself for you?
It's just back when my boy was playing here with the Wings a couple years ago. I was at the rink a lot, and he moved on and had some conversations with Cody, and kind of worked out.
Well, let's go back to that series. As I was telling you off the air, and I've told many people, in my opinion, at least from when I've been involved in hockey, that's the best two junior A teams I've seen. The Estevan Bruins and OCN Blizzard of that year. What an Anavet Cup it was, but what a team you guys had. It was constructed so wonderfully. Skill, toughness, outstanding goaltending. I believe Guerrero was the goalie. As good a goalie as I've seen. You talk about balance. You talk about speed. You had it all. What a team that was.
Yeah, top to bottom, we kind of had it all. We had speed, we had the pace, we had the size, the grit, the toughness, and it just everything just kind of worked out for us that year. Our toughness was scoring goals. Our pace was playing with grit, so it was just one of those. It was a special season. We had an unbelievable group of guys, right from the 16-year-olds to the 20-year-olds. Just the camaraderie between us was nothing like I've seen before.
Well, I mean, I don't think you win by accident. Heading into that season, Willie, did you think that this was that you were going to have a team to be reckoned with? When did you kind of pick up on, or when did the team kind of realize, wait a second, this has a chance to be a really special season?
Well, for me, it was kind of weird. I was at Estevan's camp at the start of the season. I got pulled off the ice by Glenn Watson, our head coach GM that year, and he told me I had to go down the highway to Weyburn. They got my rights. So I went down there and made the team, and he basically said, go there, make that team, and we'll trade back for you. So once I got back, it was around Christmas time. I got back in that locker room with those guys, and you kind of knew right away. Like I said, everybody loved each other. We were with each other all the time. It's just one of those groups that right off the hop. Obviously, you have the talent and whatnot, but just everything we did off the ice was together, and it was just one of them things.
Hockey was so much different then, as we know. Tough hockey, physical hockey. Now it's all about speed and finesse. There's nothing wrong with that, but when you played, you really had to earn a victory.
Yeah, it was just, the size of the game was different back then. The rinks may be smaller, like we played in the Civic Odd. You go to OCN, smaller barn, right? And the team at OCN had too, man. Like, they were incredibly tough. They were incredibly skilled. It was just an unbelievable series, that one.
You mentioned the Civic Auditorium. I love that building. I know that nothing compares to the rink that Estevan has now, which, let's face it, it's an NHL facility just downsized a little bit. But that Civic Auditorium, that was a really, really special building to play in, and you guys had a pretty good home ice advantage there. Yeah, we did, and I think our team was actually built for that rink. It was just it was an incredible place to play. Much like the Wit here, like OCN, their fans were incredible. We had the same fan base there that year, and I'm sure it was like that throughout the years. But in the past, for us, anyways, that year, it was incredible playing in that old barn there. We'll get to the OCN series momentarily, but what do you remember about rising up through the SJHL to win the league that year? I remember the OCN series, but to be honest with you, I think I'm trying to rack my brain. Was it Humboldt that you beat in the league final?
Yeah, it was. Yes, it was Humboldt. I think we went to 7 games there. I think our first series was Melville, and I think we swept them. I think the conference final was us against Notre Dame, and I think we beat them 4-1. But then we met up with Humboldt in the finals, and they took us 7, and we ended up winning there. And yeah, it was an incredible feeling.
You mentioned that 7-game series. Does that prepare you more for OCN? I know it was a 6-game series, but obviously that was. You get the end of that cup, you turn it up an octave.
Yeah, obviously it prepared you. You're playing tough, hard, meaningful games. At the same time, I think it almost took some out of us, just like OCN took a lot out of us when we went to the national championship there in Yorkton for the Royal Bank Cup. OCN took a number out of us. We were pretty banged up going into the championship there, but yeah, Humboldt, I think for the most part got us ready for that. And obviously, winning it all, going in there ramped up and heading to OCN was a whole nother level.
That OCN series, is that the most physical hockey you've ever played in?
Yes, it was, by far. There was a lot of bodies flying around. Lots of goals were scored. They were tight games. I just remember the atmosphere, in their rink there. The fans were on top of you. But once, I think we lost the first 2 games there. One was in overtime, 6-5, and then the second game there, I think we lost 6-5. And then we went home and won 3 straight. But when we came back to OCN, their fans were loud. They were passionate. They were energetic. and we ended up winning that game. But after the fact, they stuck around, they waited for us, they shook all of our hands as we loaded the bus. It was incredible to see that.
Both teams are constructed very similarly. What was the difference for you coming out on top? What was the biggest difference in how you guys won that series?
Honestly,
heart?
Yeah, I mean, maybe we just wanted it, and I'm sure they did. At the end of the day, you know what? We had a good team. Our goaltending was stacked as well, like you had mentioned. So it's just one of those things, right? Like I said, every game was tight. It was just, who could dig in deeper at that point.
You guys you talk about deep teams. That was a deep team, and your defense was terrific. Like I said, the two best junior A teams that I've witnessed since I've been around since 1997. Glenn Watson, interesting story. You mentioned the coach of GM. Goes on to coach OCN shortly after that. But how'd you enjoy playing for him? Obviously, he thought a lot of you to get you back out of Weyburn.
Yeah, I really like Glenn. Glenn, he won an Allen Cup up in Whitehorse. I'm from the Yukon. Okay. He played for the Huskies up there back when I was a youngster, and he knew my head coach at that time. I guess he kind of followed my career through the WHL and into the BCHL a bit. And once they found out that I was available, he called me up, and I made the trip down to Estevan. And I enjoyed playing for Glenn a lot. Same with Nick Saragella at the time. Both great guys, and guys that I actually still keep in touch with today.
I'm sure you do, and you got to play with Dwight McMillan for a while too.
Dwighter was unbelievable as well. He's everything that everybody talks about and more. Even to this day, he comes around, has coffee with Cody and whatnot, and he's just an absolute great guy to sit and chat with, especially on the coaching side now.
You mentioned Nick. You mentioned, of course, Glenn. You keep in contact with some of the teammates from that team as well?
Yeah, I have definitely. Obviously, with social media, it's a lot easier that way. But yeah, for the most part, there's always, one or two guys you're talking to every couple months and just kind of checking in. Josh Dobbin, like you'd mentioned before, he texts me quite a bit. He's still out in the area, and love that guy. He was one of my better friends growing up there when we were playing with the Bruins and with the Wings at the time. So yeah, he reaches out, and I reach out to him every now and then, and just kind of stay in touch that way. Marco Cefalo, Tyler Fleck, Brant Kersey, all those guys still kind of keep in touch with them.
What a team it was. Quickly before I let you go, we got to bring up the Bombers here. I know the Bombers had a couple line brawls the first couple of years I was around. Were you part of those? I mean, were you here with the Sponge Punk incident that made it onto Real TV or whatever that was?
I was on the ice at the time, and I lined up. I ended up in a little tussle there. I think it was with Donnie Boyer. I think he was another OCN boy after. I don't know if it was before. Yeah, so I ended up with him, and yeah, I was on the ice. I think before they scored that goal, I was on the back check there, and the guy got me, and they scored. And I think if I remember correctly, Graham Schlender splashed the celebration pile, and that's when everything kind of went off. Fun day, fun night. Police escort out of town. That's all the fun stuff I remember. And I actually remember being on the ice, and I seen Marco Cefalo in the stands with a bunch of people surrounded him. Something I'll never forget. But it's things like that bring you together, right?
Great rivalry, the Bombers and Bruins too. What was it like? Tell me when you walked back in the Whitney Forum, probably the first time since your playing days. What did it feel like? What goes through your head?
It brought me back to that night and to that day. All the boys asked me, when was the last time you were here? And I think I said it's about 25, 26 years ago. But barn hasn't changed the same. Electric every night. The atmosphere in game 1 and 2 there, for me, it gave me goosebumps. It was pretty exciting, although it's for the opposite team, but it was good to see that fan base and that passion is still thriving in this town.
Absolutely. Hockey, I mean, let's face it, as Canadians, it's our number one passion, and Weyburn and Estevan, historic hockey towns as well. Willie, great to catch up with you. Once I heard you're the assistant coach, I said, I got to talk to that guy. You're a fabulous hockey player. I enjoyed watching you play, and good luck with the coaching and good luck to the Wings. Looks like you guys got a very good hockey team here.
Thanks, Rob. I appreciate it.
Willie Mason, what a player he was, and Hoskins failed. Boy, that Estevan team was something to see back in the day. And the Wings are very excited to have him on the bench as we're just ready for period number 3. Rob Hart and Travis Rideout, a 4-1 Flin Flon lead. As we're just underway in the third, expect the Wings to bring the house here. As the Bombers will just get the puck out. Goes back to center, picked up by Carman. He'll play it ahead, but Cormier quickly jumped on that. To Semp, he's trying to get on it. Beard will take him to the boards. Ringer knocked it down. Holds it inside the Weyburn zone. Played it back to Yakubchuk. Here's a chance. Kicked away by Matonovich. Matonovich reached up, tried to grab it. Beard knocked down back of the net. Flin Flon holds it in. Here's Yakubchuk. Chips it back of the Weyburn net once again. Here's Carmen. Slides it out front to Ruthven. He'll get a hold of it off the glass. And back down the ice inside the Flin Flon zone. Icing called against the Wings as we begin the third period here tonight. And I don't know, do you remember that series, Estevan OCN, back in '98?
No, I wasn't even living here at that time. I was living in Brandon, going to school at the time. But I do have a connection there. There's a Flin Flon connection on Estevan. There was a defenseman named Eric Lee.
Yeah, he's got relatives in town.
Yeah, actually, I went to school with him, grades kindergarten 1, 2, and 3.
Okay.
At Parkdale School.
Oh, wow. Off the face-off, Lees gets a chance and ripped it wide. There's Maharaj off the boards. Yeah, Leaf was he was their captain the following year after that team had won.
Yeah.
Maharaj with the steal. He's across the Bomber line. He comes in. Maharaj has just really been the best wing on the ice tonight. He's been, every time he's out there, he makes something happen. Puck will get past the first wing D-man. Chakrabarty will play that one back to DK. He's across the line. Bombers intercept. Comes back to center, picked up by LeGrandeur. He can't get it out front. Chakrabarty back to center, back to DK. Here's DK across the line looking for a lane. LeGrandeur lost it. It comes right back to Sale. Wings hold it in. There's a puck set towards the front of the net, picked up by Sale. Back out front. Chakrabarty ripped it over top of the net. Good chance there. Picked up here by Muka. He gets turnbuckled, but he got the puck out. Now the Wings will send her back in. Stopped by keeper back in it. Here comes Sale racing and look out. Sale knocked it down, but Mounier was on top of him. They get crossed up in the corner. Puck is loose. Gruner after it back of his own net. Picked up by Yakubchuk. Can't pick it up. Fitzgerald has got the Weyburn goal, the blue line. And it fools Oxelgren. Down the ice it goes. Matonovich out of the net. He'll leave it there for Oxelgren. Oxelgren trying to play that one back to Schmidt off his skate. Here's Schmidt. Nice pass to Alger East. He walks in a shot. Good save that time by keeper. Out to cut down the angle, played it perfectly. And it's Alger East. We talked about the Bomber call-ups. He's been impressive for Weyburn tonight.
Yeah, Lepper there took a little bit of a chance and pinched on a puck there with two Flin Flon forwards also in the vicinity, and that resulted in a 2-on-1 and a nice shot on net there for the young call-up.
Portage continues to lead Dauphin 2-0 in the third. They need to win tonight to keep their season alive. They're down 3 games to 1. Lost in double OT in Dauphin last night, but Portage with a 2-0 lead in the third. Need that one and still has some work to do. Bombers force it back to center. Yakubchuk after it. Alger East took it from him. Puts it back across the Bomber line. Puck will roll back to the Bomber net. Picked up here by Lepper. Luke Lepper for the Bombers. Lots of room. The Wings were changing. Sends it to Ringer up the left side. He's across the Weyburn line. Down the wing, a chance. Matonovich kicked that one out. Rebound then goes back to center. Lepper on top of that. Dropped it back here for Hunks. He'll play that one ahead for Ringer. Ringer takes a bump. Gets the puck in deep. Carmen there for the Wings to get it before Cormick can get on top of him. Here's Moldy. Moldy can't get the puck out. Lee's knocked it down. He'll hold it in. Lee's along the boards. Try to tuck that one in and get it back in deep. Knocked away. Comes outside the line. Grabbed by Hunks, and he'll send her back in. Here's the Wings sending that back up to center ice. Moldy can't get a stick on it. Roll back in Flin Flon territory. There's Holmes. Up the boards here to Lees. Lees will start to skate away. Made a good move at center. Lees across the Weyburn line. Dropped it back. And Gruder's shot hits a stick, goes over top of the net. Lees will get it right back for Flin Flon. Blue line. Intercepted here by Ruthven. Ruthven held up that time by Holmes. The Wings wanted a call on that one. Hunks is back, rips that around the boards. Betson will get it at center. He'll stop it back at Flin Flon territory. 16:05 to go, third period. 4-1 Flin Flon in front. Also lead the Ridge on Amos shot clock, 24-23. Puck comes the Bomber blue line. Gruner lost a handle. He's going to draw a penalty here as he hooked up Ruthven. And Weyburn going to get a power play here. They're fifth in the game. They're 1 for 4. Good penalties. We've seen, there's good penalties, there's bad penalties. There's Flin Flon take some bad ones earlier. That's a good penalty to take.
Yeah, he had a step on Gruner there, and Gruner had to get his arm out there and took that scoring opportunity away. Took a chance away from him. So, unfortunately, it's a call that needs to be made more often than not. So the Flin Flon
Scoring
Bombers,
chance, right?
Absolutely, took a scoring chance away.
15:51 to go, third period. Weyburn on the power play for the 5th time. They're 1 for 4. A chance to get back in this game. Still plenty of time on the clock. From the blue line, look out! Great save, keeper on the redirection. And the rebound fire down the ice.
That's a big save.
Matonovich will stop that. Chakrabarty back. He'll feed it to Maharaj to center. Maharaj made a good move inside the Flin Flon zone. Maharaj to Chakrabarty. Swings that back to DK. A little bit behind him, but he'll keep it in. Back of the goal for Ruthven, who of course drew the penalty. Up the boards to DK. DK holds it in. Chakrabarty at the blue line. Top of the right circle. Maharaj. Good move. Shoots it. Save made. Rebound. Flin Flon. Can they get it out? Yes, they can. Over top of the stick to Chakrabarty. And he'll race back and pick up the puck in his own zone. 1:17 to go in the power play. 15:06 in the third period. Here's DK. DK across the line. Runs into his own guy. The Bombers will bring it back the other way. Lees picked it up inside the Weyburn zone. Shot from an off angle, and Matonovich will stop that. And he'll hang on. So we'll get a face-off inside Weyburn territory. Just under 15 minutes to go in the third period, and 1:02 remaining in the Wings power play.
Those plays like that Lees just did there, those are big plays, especially when you're shorthanded. He was by himself, and you know what? Maybe try to get a scoring chance, but a shot on net, a whistle, a
face-off in their zone,
killing a penalty, that's huge.
I totally agree with you. I mean, if you're on the penalty kill, you'd much rather have face-offs on the offensive zone, right?
Absolutely.
Here's Carmen. He's got the puck. He'll swing that pass back to Schmidt. Schmidt will poke it inside the Flin Flon zone. Arbery knocked it down. Here's Reed Arbery for Flin Flon. The Bombers very happy to have him back in uniform tonight. He'll dump it in. Carmen there to get it. Carmen swings the pass to LeGrandeur. 37 seconds to go in the power play. Feeds it back to Betson. He's inside the Flin Flon zone. Puck rolled back to the Bomber net. Hunks tried to get a stick on it. Came back out front. Ringer can't knock it down. The puck will roll the blue line. Nice effort by Carmen to race over to keep it in. Betson. Back to Carmen again. Carmen knocked it down. Throws it back out front to Betson. Betson. Back to Carmen. Shoots it. Didn't miss by much. Betson will knock it down. Back to Carmen again. Another shot. Blocked here by Arbery. Picked up by Benson. Hunks blocked that one. 5 seconds to go in the power play. The Wings will pull the puck in. Knocked down here by Leffer. Leffer will pick it up and he'll skate the puck back to center. Penalty over. Gruner on the ice. Here comes Leffer. Racing inside the Weyburn zone. Feeds it back to Jakubchuk. Knocked it down. He'll hold it in. Back of the goal for Gruner. Pinned up along the boards. Muka gets it. Here's Ryder Muka for Flin Flon. Trying to make something happen. Spins. Batten on it. And the puck is picked up by Fitzgerald. He'll flip the puck back down the ice. So Weyburn 1 for 5 on the power play. Here's the stretch pass for Gruner over top of his stick. Icing against the Bombers. 13:21 to go. Third period. Look at that 50-50, Travis. $27,855.
Somebody's going to go home a very happy individual tonight.
They're not going to care what the score is.
No, they're not. Absolutely not.
So another face-off inside the Flin Flon zone. Keith Gruner back out there for Flin Flon. He'll take the face-off here against the former Humboldt Bronco. In Sale. Bombers win the draw. They get 3 on it right away. Muka to center. Took a good hit, but got it in for Gruner. Back out front. Ewan got there. He's got that big goal in the second period. Can't knock that one down. Notice Ewan's mom and dad are here from Saskatoon tonight. Must be happy with the goal he saw him score. The Wings will bring that puck back out front. There's DK. Off Gruner's skate. Chakrabarty will knock it down. Picked up here by Mounier. Nice job to knock that one down, and now Mounier's going to race after it. Held off the play that time by Chakrabarty. LeBeau will go and pick it up, and he throws it to Chakrabarty back of the Weyburn net. He'll bounce the puck back to LeBeau. There's Chakrabarty at center. Swings that pass over for Ruthven. Ruthven, nice job to get away here from Mounier. Keeper came out and played it ahead. Here's Olafson. Maharaj. Can't knock him down. Flin Flon back to center. Here's Reed Arbery. Down the wing, left on target. Matonovich got a piece of that one. Here comes Maharaj. Back to center ice to Ruthven. Ruthven back across the line, a little bit behind Oxelgren. He'll throw it in for Betson. Betson, the wing captain, picks it up, fires it back to Oxelgren. A chance, flip wide over top of the Bomber net. Puck laying there. Wings have it. Ruthven spins along the boards. That one knocked away. Flin Flon will flip it out. Raj gets it, but he's offside. And they'll blow that down with 11:56 to go in the third.
I believe that's icing.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, so, the Bombers here almost to the midway point here. It's kind of a feeling out process right now. Not a lot of shots, some good quality shots, though, when they were, and from both sides. And keepers had to play good. Maharaj also made some big saves here in the third period.
4-3 for the Bombers on shots here in the third. 25-24 overall. Here's a chance. Lepper ripped that one. Here's Cohen Sick, but he's going to score. Hit him in the groin. He'll knock it down and put it in. And Sick's been snake hitting this series, but you put him in any way you can. You put the puck in any way you can. Hits him in the stomach. I think it might have went in anyway without him shoveling it in, but there's a big goal for Cohen Semple. I needed a little bit of a confidence builder.
No, absolutely. And you know what? Last game there, you had Piccinino score a pretty timely goal. You had Carter Cormier score a goal. Guys are a little bit snake bitten. You had Gruner tonight with 2, and nothing more for Cohen Semple to score that goal. Maybe get that monkey off the back here in the series.
Second of the playoffs, and Flin Flon is in front by a score of 5-1 as that one gets into the glass out of play. Just get the official on the goal here tonight.
The Hunts and Lepper.
So Ringer and Lepper will get the assists. That's the second assist for Ringer tonight. And the third point for Hunts. Lepper got the second assist on that one. So set second at 8-11. Ringer and Lepper the assists. Ringer will take the face-off against Moldy. At center ice after the goal, but a big one for Flin Flon, who've taken a 5-1 lead with 11.5 to play in the third period. Puck set back inside the Flin Flon zone. Racing back was Holmes. Gives it away in front of his own net. That's intercepted here by the Wings. Almost made them pay the blue line. They'll send that one in. Picked up back of the goal. Winger can't knock it down. Edwards tried to throw that one back out front. Moldy's back there. He knocked it down. LeGrander in there as well. But the Bombers that have the puck. A nice give and go to Semp, who's got the 5th Flin Flon goal. He's at center as he'll dump this back in Weyburn territory. And that's knocked down by Oxelgren, the Weyburn D-man. He moves it ahead here to, like we said, one of the call-ups tonight for the Wings here. That was, here's LeGrander. Off the boards, back in Flin Flon territory. Lepper there to get it. Lepper back around the boards. Lees pinned up, lost the puck. Gruner will shovel this back of the Bomber net, picked up here by Mounier. He's got some room and he'll take off. Now he plays it ahead. Piccinino tried to get him behind the D. Schrader back to try to get a hold of him. Piccinino back in it, wrap around attempt. Good save that time by Matonovich. They'll feed it back to Mounier. Here's a chance. Knocked down in front. Lee's trying to get a Matonovich. The puck is slipped in here by Piccinino. And Matonovich couldn't get to it. And the Bombers will take a 6-1 lead. Matonovich is slow to get up here, Travis. He got class.
Yeah, he was stretched out there. Lots of bodies. His own guy
went on top of him. Anthony Piccinino will score, and the Flin Flon Bombers have taken a 6-1 lead. No chance for Matonovich there at all.
No, not at all.
Big scramble in front. His own player went down on him, which I think was Shocker Barty. That's a big goal here for Anthony Piccinino tonight, and he will score his 3rd of the playoffs. But Flin Flon has got things in control now with a 6-1 lead. There comes Weyburn back the other way. That puck comes in deep. And play blown down. Mounier and Gruner will get the assist. And boy, the Flin Flon Bombers, not the type of game that you and I predicted. I thought a 1-goal game, 2-1, 3-2. Are you surprised by the amount of offense by Flin Flon you've seen here tonight?
Yes and no. I mean, this is the same team that put up 14 on the Humboldt Broncos in 2 games, right? And so Weyburn has played an excellent series. This is the time when the Bombers are going to break out here, and they have to break out. That's the thing.
They lead at 6-1. Anthony Piccinino's third in the playoffs. Tough one on Matanovic, down with all kinds of guys on top and really had no chance on that. I'm a little bit surprised they didn't blow the play down, but I guess
it was his own guy on
the
top. The
referee obviously never lost sight of the puck, so Wings will fire that one out front. That one steered to the corner that time by the Bomber netminder keeper. Carmen will hold it in. There's a high stick coming up here as Nuka takes that one. And no doubt about that, as Weyburn will go to the penalty box. High sticking going to be called.
So that last goal there, it was a pass back to Mounier. Mounier just got the puck on net, and it's unfortunate that Lees didn't get an assist on there because he was very integral in that goal, being the man in front there, causing some havoc. It was good because their own player was on top of the goaltender, wasn't a Bomber forward, and for Piccinino to get that goal there, that's a big break there for the Bombers.
9:44 to go, third period, a 6-1 Flin Flon lead. And they'll go on the power play here for the fifth time tonight. They're 1 for 4. And looks like
timeout.
Well, we got a timeout. I think it's the media timeout. We'll take a break as well. Bombers big lead here in the third period. This is the SJHL semifinal on 102.9 CFAR and FlinFlonOnline.com.
Clear. 2K. Life is full of big decisions, but one people often forget is purchasing new windows and doors. And at Jim's Custom Doors and Windows, they help you make the right decision with Huron Windows and Doors. From style and material to purpose and design, they'll show you what's best for your home. And with Huron's Energy Star certified products, not only will you stay protected, but save money as well. Make your next big decision with Huron Windows and Doors at Jim's Custom Doors and Windows.
Northland Ford proudly supports the Flin Flon Bombers in the SJHL playoffs, and we know they'll play tough like the Ford F-150, the toughest truck on the market for over 45 years and counting. Northland Ford is helping the community cheer on the Bombers as they fight to bring a championship back home where it belongs, and will provide you with the best selection to choose from in the North for the North. Northland Ford, the dealership you tell your friends about.
You're on. Go. 9:44 to go in the third period, and the fans are really jacked up now.
Oh, especially after a karaoke.
Flin Flon back in the power play. Hunks' chance. That one deflected over top that time by Ewan. Wing show at the blue line. Held in here. Somebody's lost a neck guard by the looks of it. Here's Hunks at the blue line. Swings that pass back to Ringer. Hunks past the Gruner. Back to Hunks, the blue line. Top of the left circle. Here's Piccinino. Back to Hunks again. Flings the pass to Gruner. A drive. And not sure what that hit, but it never made it through to the front of the net. Ringer back of the net. He'll knock it down. Plays it back to blue line again. They can't hold it in. Liam Hunks forced back to his side of center. Here's the pass to Piccinino. Off the boards here to Gruner. Can't get it out. Piccinino. He'll hold it in. Knocked down by Hunks. Back out front. Rigorous shot. Good save by Matanovic. He tracked that one now, and he tracked that one well. And Gruner getting into a bit of an altercation in front of the net, trying to make up the Weyburn number here. I think it might be Sale. It is.
Yeah. Yeah, good opportunity there for Ringer. Nice one-timer, nice feed from Hunks across ice there. That's what they got to do here on the power play is get guys moving. Definitely get the goaltender moving because, I mean, it's never easy making cross-ice saves like that. But good look there on the power play for Ringer.
8:55 to go in the game. Minute 11 in the power play. Leaves lines up for the face-off here. Puck comes back to Tanchuk. There's Cormier. He'll throw that back of the net, but Carmen there to intercept. Off the glass, picked up by Sale. Can't clear it out. Knocked down by Lees. Here's Seth, who's got a big goal here tonight to get his confidence level going. Back up front. Wide open is Cormier. Can't get it to go. Stays with it. And knocked away and sent back down the ice. Boy, was Cormier ever in the clear there. Nice job by Matanovic to stay with him. Bombers have it in their own zone. That's Lepper. Lepper back of the net, trying to get away from LeGrandeur. And he'll drop it back in it here for Tanchuk. 30 seconds remaining in the Flin Flon power play. Just over 8 to go in the third period. Lees to center. Plays that one back. Lepper will come back and grab it inside the Flin Flon blue line. Luke Lepper poked it back to center. Schmidt has it now for Weyburn. Semp try to take it from him. Puck will roll back in the Flin Flon zone. There's Lepper. Feeds that one back to Tanchuk. Tanchuk up the board, picked up here by Semp. Here comes Semp to center. Up the right side, across the Bomber line. He'll carry it in the corner, back out front. Fitzgerald is out of the box, so we're back to 5 aside, and Flin Flon 1 for 5 on the power play. Fitzgerald will bring the puck back in the Flin Flon zone. Fitzgerald along the boards. Olesen comes over to get it for Flin Flon. Olesen's got it. He'll get it to center. He'll dump that one in this time for Hahn. Schrader pinned him up along the boards. Puck is free. Grabbed by Arbery. Blue line for Mounier. His quick chance. Blocked that time by the wing skate that hit Alger East. Schmidt has it for Weyburn at center. Long shot over top of the Bomber net. Right back out front. Grabbed here by Holmes. Back to 5 aside. A 6-1 Flin Flon lead with just under 7 minutes remaining in this third period. There's Mounier. Feeds that back to Ringer. Ringer. Lets Mounier grab it again as he's got Legrandier on top of him. Down the boards, Edwards try to get a piece of it. Knocked away. There's Holmes in the corner. Lifted ahead here for Ringer. Beard, though, cut him off. Beard's got it. Back across the Bomber line. Got a hold of it. Bodies flying all over the place here now. Puck will roll to the side of the Bomber net where it's picked up here by Mounier. Mounier had to be careful, had a guy on him. Plays it ahead to Ewan. Here's Ewan breaking down the left side. Ewan trying to throw that back out front, got blocked by Carr, but Ewan comes back over to get it. Edwards comes over, takes a bit of a run at him. Puck is loose, it'll come outside the zone. Picked up here by Ruthven. Ruthven will dump it back in the Flin Flon zone. Keeper stopped that back in his own net, picked up by Ringer. Here's the drop pass. Grabbed by Yakimchuk. Yakimchuk's got it. Back up the middle. Looking to get it over to Muka, but broken up at the Weyburn blue line by LeBeau. Here's Maharaj. No room to go here. Look out! He comes up and catches Hunts with a left cross. And that's going to get called all day. He's looking at the score. He's looking up at the score clock. He's thinking, well, I may never get a better chance to throw a punch than I will now.
Yeah, definitely some frustration there. And you know what? Haven't really seen much of him this period. Maybe just giving him a rest, but he was out there for that. And like I said, a little bit of frustration.
So Cody Mapes having a talk here with the referee about something. Another power play for Flin Flon. 6th in the game. They're 1 for 5. Dave Salahub is our Pepsi power play contestant. Gets his products at Eddie's Family Foods. Good luck to Dave Salahub. Flin Flon 1 power play goal tonight. They're 1 for 5. This is opportunity number 6. Entering the game tonight, they were 21%, but the Weyburn penalty kills pretty good. Sale. Plays that back up the left side. They're looking for Alger East and a roll in. There's Keeper. Let's Tanchuk take it. Back to Cormier at center. Had a chance last time he was out there. Cormier had that one slapped off the stick that time by Fitzgerald. Puck will roll back in the Flin Flon zone. There's Edwards out there. Very physical player here for Weyburn. Throws a big body check on Tanchuk. Tanchuk able to shake that one off, but you can tell it kind of stunned a little bit. He wants to get off the ice. Edwards hits hard. Here's Lees. Back out front. And he'll send it on target. And the save made here by Matanovich. 4:46 remaining. Looks like Game 6 making its way to Weyburn Monday night, Travis.
Yes, more travel.
I mean, not to say that stranger thing. I mean, look at that Vancouver Canucks game from last week.
Absolutely. You don't want
3 goals in a minute.
Count your chickens there. But, I mean, that's an anomaly there, man. That was,
that was incredible to watch that.
Yeah. No,
not a Canucks fan, but I was cheering for him that game. Hunks at the blue line. Feeds it back to Mounier. Mounier leaves it there for Arbery. Up the board. Back out front. Deflected. Matanovich to save. Ewan's got to get off the ice. He lost his helmet. Not sure what happened there, but he races back to the bench. Now he'll come back and get it. 4:36 to go. We got some more pushing and shoving. Edwards back out there trying to make something happen.
Yeah, every time Edwards is out there, you got to watch. He's a very physical individual. Him and Marsden had a little bit of a tilt there in the last game here, game 2. So no slouch to the physical play there.
Muka, Arbery, Ewan. The forward group here for the final 58 seconds of this power play. Hunks and Mounier in the back end. It comes back the blue line. Knocked down by Hunks. He'll fire it on target. Matonovich, stop that. Puck goes to corner. Muka taken down hard by LeBeau. Bombers get it free. Here's Arbery. Arbery leaves it there for Mounier. Mounier back to Hunks. Hunks has it. Edwards has him. Has thrown a couple whacks at him. He sends that one toward the front end. It goes wide. Mounier, he'll get that puck in deep. Mounier is after it. Along the boards. Edwards can't clear. Look out. He gets the cross check up a little bit high on Hunks. Here the Bombers get it back in. Arbery can't shoot it. Feeds it back to Hunks. Hunks' a chance. There's a good save by Matonovich. Ewan's in front of the net. He and LeBeau are getting into it here. Edwards wants to get in there as Bowie comes over and grabs Mooney. Of course, they had that fight in Weyburn back in game number 4. Look out, we're going to have a fight here as well. Edwards and Mooney at each other again. And Ewan gets into it here with LeBeau.
Yeah, it's late in the third period here.
Ewan doesn't want to let go of him. Now he does.
Score's a little out of reach. And, you got to send a message.
They may not even be thrown out of the game here because I don't think any punches.
No, there was no punch. The gloves weren't even off. So, unless they're getting 10-minute misconduct.
No, they're sending Ewan there. They're leaving the game.
Ewan's gone.
Ewan's leaving the game.
They'll get 10 minutes each.
And LeBeau will leave as well. So 3:55 to go. Do we see any more extracurricular stuff here, Travis, in the final 4 minutes?
I mean, you don't count it out, right? Weyburn has to show some form of fight here going back home for Game 6 there. So I mean, you don't cross it off the list for sure.
Boy, Bombers running away with the shots though, but they're out shooting Weyburn 15-3 in the third period.
Yeah, the play's been tilted this whole third period here down to the Weyburn zone for sure.
36-24 in the game on the Ridge Dynamics shot clock. People checking those 50-50 numbers. Somebody going to go home with a hole. I might be the only one in the building that didn't buy a ticket again.
Why is that hurting?
I'm just so focused on trying to get the job done here. I never have a chance to get out of here and go down there and find them.
Well, I have a 7-7, but that's it.
3:55 remaining. Somebody going to go home with a lot of change. Did the 50-50 make 30 grand, do you know?
I didn't see. I think it was at 28 last I saw there.
Okay. A lot anyway. Bombers been on the power play for another 17 seconds. Leaves to take the draw here against Moldy. Off the face-off, puck picked up and fired down the ice here. And Bombers go back to collect the puck. Here's Holmes. Feeds it back to Piccinino. He's got a goal here in the third period. He can't get much room there. For the second chance, Hahn comes back to get it. His side of center. Played that one ahead. The puck comes back to blue line. Lee's trying to work it out. Lee's got the stick up a little bit high that time on Beard. Beard then hit by Hahn. There's Lepper. Maharaj is after him, but Flin Flon will flip it off the boards, back down the ice. Back to 5 aside, 3:18 remaining in this third period. Don't forget to join us for all the particulars tonight. Our Great North post-game report. All our post-game show awards. Of course, we interview with Mike Reagan on the Great North post-game report. Check on the McDonald's out-of-town scoreboard and lots of fun stuff. Did they announce the attendance tonight?
They had to have there, but I didn't hear it.
Neither did I, but great count. Here's Piccinino trying to get free. Matonovich will come out. Hahn knocked it down. A backhander looking for a second in the playoffs, and Matonovich will stop that, and Oxelgren and Hahn will get into it. Well, we're going to get the announce of the attendance right now. As a few folks make their way out of the building here tonight.
7-7-2-4-4-8-5. That's ticket number B.
Faceoff coming up inside the Weyburn zone here. 14 grand somebody's going home with. That's a crap. 1,073 looks like more than that here to me, Travis. But I'm not counting them.
No.
Weyburn will get it back to center. Here's Beard. Tell you what, they were a factor in this game, though. The Bombers really got jacked up off the crowd. And that's a big factor how they were able to jump out that quick 3-0 lead here tonight. Here's the pass to Arbery at center. Arbery across the line. He'll rip that on target. Matonovich to save. And now Arbery and Oxelgren want to mix it up here a little bit. 2:47 to go. Shots are now 18-3 Flin Flon in the third period, as they've hit 39 in the game, 39-24 on the Ridge on Amos shot clock. But big game for Flin Flon again, statement game here in their own rink. And like I said, when we kicked off the broadcast, Travis, that there was a totally different vibe in this rink here today that I didn't sense in the first two games of the series.
No, and you know what? Like there was a vibe to begin series game one, but I think it was a little bit of a hindrance on the team, right?
Perhaps
they kind of got caught up with it, and so for them to feed off it tonight, that's the difference between the two games.
Tanchik will get back to Muka. Muka will chip that back. Ringer looking after a flight after Cormier in front of the net. Cormier tried to get a stick on it, knocked away. Another penalty coming up here against the Wings here tonight. Here's the pass to Muka. He'll dump it in. Schrader will pick it up. Edwards, much of a surprise. He's going to take the penalty here.
Yeah, he went after Ringer there twice and gave him a nice little shot there. Now he just took 10 and his night's over.
So we're down to 2:23 to go, and I guess with the score being favored like this, you kind of knew some stuff might happen. .2:23 to go. Third period. Edwards has thrown out of the game. I think he said something to the referee. Edwards has given it to the official as he made his way to the box, so they've set him out.
After he took the penalty there, he said something, the ref gave him the old hit.
He's given it to him pretty good.
Yeah.
So 2:23 to go. Another power play for Flin Flon. They're 7th in the game. They're only 1 for 6 tonight, but I'm sure we'll take another opportunity. Arbery, Hahn, Muka, Holmes, and Mounier. Puck will come outside the Weyburn zone, and Mounier races back to his own blue line to get it. Bombers try to move it ahead. Romaleri went down. The puck underneath him. Hahn gets up, and they'll blow that one down. We haven't seen much of DK here in the third period.
No, haven't seen him. Haven't seen Mahara out there.
Well, Mahara's about a little bit.
Yeah, not much though.
Not a lot of DK. I think DK might be coming out now, maybe. No, maybe not. A lot of guys, I think, are getting rested here and getting ready for Game 6 in Weyburn on Saturday. But I don't remember seeing DK out here in the third period.
No, not very much.
Arbery against Schmidt. They'll line up at center ice. 2 minutes remaining in the hockey game. Holmes forced back in his own zone. Holmes hangs onto it. Now he'll drop that pass back to Mounier. There's a chance for Muka. Pokes it back to Hahn. Hahn brings it in. They'll feed it back to Mounier at the blue line. Swings the pass back to Holmes. Mounier chipped it back along the boards this time for Arbery. Arbery's got it. Throws it in the corner. Picked up here by Hahn. Back out front. He had Muka backdoor, went over top of his stick. Puck poked out. Here's going to be a short-handed opportunity now for the Wings to still get the puck in deep. There's a chance fired off the right arm that time of Mounier. Nice job by Alger East, who I really, really like. Another guy with a lot of potential here. Alger East knocked it down. Here's Moldy. Moldy tried to get in there short-handed, but knocked away from him. Here comes Cormier for Flin Flon. Cormier will skate with it to center. Now he'll flip the puck in. Try to chase it down inside the Weyburn zone. Around the boards for Lees with a minute remaining in the hockey game. Joey Lees back to Tanchik. Walked in, shot. That one got blocked in front by Beard. And down the ice it goes. Keeper will make the save, and they'll play it back to Lepper at center. He'll get it over to Sepp. Sepp across the line, ripped that one wide, low glove side. Cormier tried to pick it up. Wings have it, hard off the boards, back down the ice by Beard. Tanchik will pick up the loose puck back to the Bomber net. 13 seconds of the power play, 34 seconds in the game. Here's the pass to Lepper. Schrader had him lined up. Alger East takes it. He's across the Bomber line. Weak shot. Stopped and held on to here by Matthew Keeper with just 1 second remaining in the penalty. And in 24 seconds, this building is going to absolutely explode.
You can already feel it. You can already feel it. Big win here for the Flin Flon Bombers. Statement win to send it back to Weyburn.
second to go in the power play. 24.9 seconds to go in the third period. And a big performance by the Maroon and White Express here tonight. Pulled out the gutsy 5-1 win in Weyburn on Wednesday to keep their season going. And boy, did not disappoint the hometown crowd in this one. Penalty over, Fitzgerald is out of the box. Flin Flon's got the puck at center. They'll dump it inside the Weyburn zone with 15 seconds to go. There's Hahn after it. A couple of Whigs tag team him. Puck got free by Buka. They got to come back out front. That's locked away. Oxelgren back in the net. And he's going to hang on to it. And we're going to be in Weyburn on Monday night. Two Moose Lakes tonight there, Travis.
There's a one-sided Moose walking around Flin Flon right now.
The Bombers, a big win here tonight, 6-1. As they wind up with 39 shots in the hockey game, 18 in the third period. And it makes things really interesting heading back to Weyburn from Monday night, does it not?
Absolutely it does. Hard to talk right now, Hardy.
Tell you what a difference a couple of games make. This looks like such a different team than the last time I saw them at the Whitney Forum. They didn't have much moxie at all.
Yeah.
Didn't have many really good opportunities. But boy, they're right back in the series. And I know it's always a tall order to come back from 3-1. But another thing that we mentioned before the game tonight, Travis, they've given themselves another chance.
Yeah, and that's all you can ask for. And they've done it in convincing fashion. I mean, there's lulls in both games there. The Wings got themselves back into it. Why they were up 3-0 in the series. But Flin Flon has fought back and has given themselves an opportunity here.
They certainly have. What a performance tonight. And how about this hometown crowd? Like I said, you can feel the vibe right from, 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
And they were a factor. And I'm sure when Mike comes up here for his interview or to chat with any of the players, they're going to tell you that they were really, the fans were really a big part of this game tonight.
So I was in the co-op on after game 2 there when the Wings won both games in Flin Flon here. And there's a lot of, well, what do you think? And, man, it's going to be tough to come back. And then I didn't even go out in the public eye after game 3. But today was a little different. I was in there buying some stuff, and there was a lot of positive, even though being down 3-1, and that there's no reason that a team like this can't come back from a 3-0 deficit.
A lot of talented players. Mike, of course, and again, we've seen this team come back from 3-0 deficits. That series against Battleford a few years back, got all the way back to Game 7. League final last year against Belfort got it to 6, and here we are at least to Game 6 on Monday. And I'll tell you what, this Bomber team, they're going to bring a lot of confidence and a lot of swagger to that game. It won't be easy. Obviously, Weyburn now might feel that maybe they have their backs against it because they don't want to come back here for Game 7.
No, absolutely. They don't want to make that trip again. No, the 8.5 that that's a big, for one game. That's a big game, or a big trip there for them. And they definitely don't want to get back on that bus to come up here.
All right, we'll take a break. Lots to get to for the Whitney Forum, including our post-game show awards, the final scoring summary, and the Great North post-game report. Bombers win 6-1 the final in front of a lot of enthusiastic spectators here on 102.9 CFAR and FlinFlonOnline.com.
Clear. Hud Bay is proud to be a sponsor of this Bomber
19!
From donations for bursaries, hockey schools, clubs, community events, charities, and so much more, Hud Bay has supported our community with dedication and generosity, contributing to events and organizations. Hud Bay thanks the people of Flin Flon for their continued support.
It's up to all of us to be informed on the issues. The facts are the facts. There is only one clear choice. The spicy, famous chicken sandwich from KFC has the boldness we need for these times, taking nothing away from the regular. But let's all come together and put our support behind what we've always known, that the KFC spicy chicken sandwich is so good.
Paid for by the official agent for the KFC Spicy Chicken Sandwich.
Find amazing deals on select Honda ATVs this month at RAG 1987. Get 500 bonus bucks when you purchase a 2024 Rubicon 700 or 250 bonus bucks on most 2025 ATV models, plus financing from 1.99% for 24 months on all 2024 ATV models and 2.99% for up to 60 months on select 2025 models. All of this and more at RAG, your exclusive dealer for certified Honda parts in the PAW.
Bailey Homes provides ready-to-move homes as unique as your family. They'll be at the 1029 CFAR Trade and Leisure Show April 24th to the 26th to answer any questions you may have. From the quality of the build to the care of the move, let Bailey Homes make your dream home a reality. They have the experience bringing custom homes to the north. Find out more by visiting bailey-homes.ca, and they'll see you at the trade show at the Sportex April 24th to the 26th.
A message of thanks from Lily Schwartz of Triad Realty. Thank you for choosing Lily to be your real estate agent. Your confidence in inviting Lily on your journey, whether buying or selling, means the world to her because of your love of Flin Flon and you wanting to be a part of this community. And Lily feels so privileged to be part of a group that loves to call Flin Flon home. Thank you for trusting Lily and for being part of making Flin Flon such a great place to live.
Take advantage of the Maytag Dependable Savings Event on now at Creighton Furniture and Appliance Center. Save $150 with the purchase of 2 qualifying kitchen appliances. Or if you purchase 3 or more qualifying kitchen appliances, you can save $300. Get hundreds of dollars in savings just by shopping Maytag. Get that appliance you've always wanted with the Maytag Dependable Savings Event on now at Creighton Furniture and Appliance Center.
You're on. And welcome to the Whitney Forum. Boy, what a night it was. Absolutely electricity. Boy, it just makes the appreciation for hockey all that much more. You get to watch it in such a wonderful atmosphere. And, you know, the interesting thing is, and I've talked to a number of people from Weyburn, you know, throughout the series, including the 2 fine gentlemen that do the Wings broadcast. And, you know, this building is so archaic and old, but you don't really think about it. You come in here, it's been restored so wonderfully. I mean, this is really... You talk about Flin Flon, you talk about a selling point. I get the water and the wild and all that stuff with tourism, but this building stands alone. Yeah. And we got such a great atmosphere. And Travis, just spoiled to be able to call games this rink for so many years with this great fan base. And like I said, this is second to none.
Yeah, no, it is. And I mean, you can have your beautiful rinks, you can have your Estevans and stuff like that, and they're very nice, very beautiful arenas. But there's something to be said about a rink like this. You know, you look at somewhere like University of Michigan, the Wolverines. They play in a barn very similar to this. It's very historic and it's very peaked and cathedral-like, and it's just the sound resonates in here. There's just it has its own personality, and that showed tonight that the personality of the Whitney Forum was definitely, the 7th member on that ice tonight.
Very well put. Let's run down the goals here tonight. What a start it was for Flin Flon, and basically the first 6 minutes kind of dictated the outcome tonight. Hunks gets his second from Tanchuk to open things up at 3:41. Mike talked about the pregame, need another one early. Got the crowd behind him. They were relentless after that. Keith Gruner stands up as the game winner. Go figure, the shorthanded goal tonight. The game-winning at 5:50. Gruner would come right back with a power play marker shortly after that from Ringer and Hunks at 6:15. Chased Angelo Zoll from the game. I think, again, for a couple different reasons, but I think Cody Mapes figured, you know what, we got to change something here. Plus, he doesn't want to hurt Zoll's confidence either. No. Remember, he gave up 5 goals there in Game 4, and pretty smart, actually, thinking on his part. Yeah. I'll pull him out and I'll put, because Bogdanovich, like I said, can play, so it's not like, he's not Zoll, I get that, but still very capable of winning a hockey game. Anyway, 3-0 at that point for Flin Flon after 1. The Wings would get as close as they would. Fitzgerald would get his 6th in the playoffs, a power play goal from Carmen at 3:06 to make the score 3-1, but a big goal by Rhett Ewan to answer that. Third from Yakubchuk at 11:57.
puts the Bombers back out in front 4-1. I think that gave them probably a little bit more breathing room coming out for the third. Semp would score his second from Ringer and Lepper. That would come at the 8:11 mark. Then at 9:39, Piccinino able to knock at a puck somehow in front of that Weyburn net. Lots of traffic in front, his third with Mounier and Gruner, the assists on that one. Shots in the third period, 18-4 in favor of the Bombers. They wind up with 39. The Wings will wind up with 25 tonight. And I got the Bombers 1 for 7 on the power play. Weyburn finishing up 1 for 5. I know you got your post-game awards all ready to go. We're going to take one more break and come back with those. And a conversation with the head coach, who's got to be pumped up and excited. Team back in the series. Huge 6-1 win for Flin Flon tonight. Here on 102.9 CFAR and FlinFlonOnline.com.
Clear.
There's always delicious food items to try out at your local McDonald's at the Flin Flon Walmart location. Brand new to the menu include the cheesy jalapeno bacon quarter pounder, the smoky maple bacon breakfast sandwiches. How about something just in time with summer on the horizon? Tropical and watermelon lime fruit splashers and the peach passion smoothie. And how about another brand new menu item, the cinnamon swirl. Try one today, a buttery brioche roll swirled with cinnamon filling and topped with delicious cream cheese, brand new with the classic cinnamon taste. Your McDonald's location at Walmart, once again offering curbside pickup, so don't forget to download the app, collect McDonald's rewards for free food, sit and relax in the comfort of your own vehicle, and await your order. McDonald's, wishing the Flin Flon Bombers all the best through this year's playoff run.
It's anniversary month at Shane's, and Samsung is here to help celebrate the occasion with tons of great products. Upgrade your viewing experience with one of Samsung's smart TVs, or boost your audio with their wireless speakers, making for an unforgettable movie night. You can customize your kitchen with one of Samsung's efficient smart oven ranges and a spacious refrigerator to optimize your cooking. Come see why Samsung is making anniversary month at Shane's in the Otenica Mall unforgettable. Shane's. Watch, listen, play, connect.
The North of 53 Co-op is proud to make buying Canadian products easier for you by sticking little maple leaves next to your favorite products. You can shop confidently knowing where they came from. Meats, fruits, and vegetables raised, grown, and produced by Canadians for Canadians, because the Co-op understands how important it is for your kitchen to be stocked with products you can be proud of. The North of 53 Co-op, you're at home there.
Northland Ford proudly supports the Flin Flon Bombers in the SJHL playoffs, and we know they'll play tough like the Ford F-150, the toughest truck on the market for over 45 years and counting. Northland Ford is helping the community cheer on the Bombers as they fight to bring a championship back home where it belongs, and will provide you with the best selection to choose from in the North for the North. Northland Ford, the dealership you tell your friends about.
Time out. All right, guys, look at the whiteboard. We're going to do this, and then we're going to do that. Jones, what are you eating? There's 5 seconds left in the game.
5 seconds left. All tied up here, folks. Both teams getting ready for the face-off, and Jones has a piece of Jack Links in his mouth. What is he doing? The puck drops. Jones grabs it. He has some room. He shoots. He scores! The Bombers win. And now fans are throwing Jack Links onto the ice. This is madness.
Arctic Beverages and Jack Links Beef Jerky. Feed your wild side.
Chicken Chef knows what's needed to make a proper poutine. Real Canadian cheese curds, topped with their in-house gravy and gourmet toppings. Satisfaction guaranteed. Treat yourself to their pulled pork poutine finished with a smoky apple barbecue sauce and crispy bistro onions. Or try the savory Thai chicken poutine.
10 seconds.
Chicken Chef's signature pulled chicken. Treat yourself with the gourmet poutine menu at Chicken Chef, where it always feels like home.
Alrighty, welcome back to Whitney Forum. Before we get to the victorious head coach, Mike Reagan, Travis Rideout's going to pick our post-game show words. And here's the thing, big shoes to fill, because Slip is always bang on with these awards.
Well, does he give 3 stars to Gabe Schiffer all the time?
No, not this year.
Oh,
but,
okay.
Anyway, bang on. So let's see what you got for the KFC 3-star selection.
Okay, for the 3rd star, I'm going to go Matthew Keeper, 24 saves. You could have given it to a lot of people tonight, but I mean, he wasn't as busy as he has been, but he made some key saves tonight.
He did, but it was still 3-1. Remember that one save he made?
The slide across, the big toe save. One that I was, very successful in my day making saves like that. So it's one of those things. It's key saves that sometimes you need more than a goal at certain points of the game. My number 2 star is I'm going to go with number 2 there, Liam Hunks. He had a goal and an assist, but I think he had 2 assists. I think the one was given to Ringer, but I think he fed it across to Lepper on the one-timer.
And he got the first goal tonight.
Yeah, and that was a big goal. Nice seeing eye single, as I called it, for the second star. And then for the first star, I mean, I'm a little biased when it comes to this guy. He's my billet, and I know what I know what he's going through in this playoff series. And for him to get 2 goals tonight and an assist, I looked down at my wife at one point there after that second goal, and she's crying. So it's huge. So I'm definitely giving number 1 star to Keith Gruner.
Well, how about that beautiful shorthanded goal tonight?
Yeah.
The game winner. I mean, that's the goal of the game.
That is the goal of the game, absolutely. I've said absolutely lots tonight too, Hardy.
Good picks. Who do you like for the Flin Flon Insurance Warrior of the game?
So there's a lot I could have given here again. Like Senth was pretty good tonight.
Slip picked 6 guys. I don't know if you would.
No, I'm picking one guy. I'm just going to give some honorable mentions. I thought Ryder Muka played a pretty game. Joey Lees, I thought, played a really good game tonight. He had a few opportunities after I said that he probably, a guy like him should have got going. I thought Mounier was pretty good, but I'm definitely going to go with Pierce Yakimchuk.
Yeah, what a play he made.
What a play he made there. Him and Muka on that goal. Muka made the hit there for the turnover, but Yak end to end. I had a guy text me, said he looked very reminiscent of Bobby Orr on that play there. So
I don't know if I'd go that far.
Chris Bordas is never wrong, Hardy.
Oh, that's where it came from. Oh, okay. So that leaves us with the chiropractic. Is that what he said?
Yeah, he did.
You know he's listening right now. Yeah, I know. Chiropractic on main crunch of the game.
You know what? There wasn't. It was physical, but there wasn't a lot of big hits. I'm going to give Rhett Ewing late in the midway through the third period on Josh Carman there along the wall. It kind of set a little bit of a tone after that. Kind of got a little chippy and a little gritty after that. So, but I'm going to go with Rhett Ewing, who hits a lot of bodies there. One early, but he got called on it, so I'll give him a clean one.
Sounds good. We'll just throw Mike in quickly, and we'll get his comments, take one last break, and then, of course, we'll come back with a wrap-up with the Victoria's head coach, Mike Regan. New shirt there, Mike?
No, I've worn it a couple times this year, but it's second half of the season purchase.
Well, it looks good. You got to be. We talked so much about the crowd. I mean, you were when you were on the road last week, your post-game show Wednesday night, and I can't remember verbatim, but kind of the nuts and bolts of it was really need a big crowd to come out. Really need the crowd to make a difference, and they did. And I could feel it. And I mentioned this to Travis, and I think I mentioned it to you before the game tonight, Mike. This had a different feel to it today, and just leading into this game. And boy, these fans were just absolutely superb.
Unreal. The intensity, and I know there was 1,075 or whatever. It felt like 2,500 people in here. It was electric. I mean, it got us fired up, and I'm not going to lie, like, I've coached here for 18 years or 17 years, and I still get goosebumps walking on the ice to that crowd, and I know, so if I'm getting those feelings, imagine what our players are getting, that have been here for 1, 2, 3, even 4 years. Marsden just told me, he goes, I've never seen a rink like that, and I said, you just wait, and again, I want our fans to know you're part of this team. You are part of this team. You help us. You're like having an extra guy out there. Like when we're down, or the adrenaline that the guys get is amazing from our fans.
No question about it, and they were a factor, Mike. I mean, you came out, you responded, and you got when you got that first goal right off the hop. Did you have I mean, I know that there's a lot of hockey to go, but did you kind of have a really good feeling after that?
I had a great feeling. Every goal felt good. It's just I knew that the guys were ready to play. I didn't like that we took a penalty that early, or we took 2 penalties early on in the game, but Grew scoring that shorthanded goal, and that was just huge. And like Trav said, like, Grew's gone through a lot here over the last little bit, and now he's looking like the Gruner that we know, and that's huge for us as a team.
You mentioned it, Mike. We talked about it, I guess, prior to Game 4. You just get him one and kind of get him back settled in, and obviously He's such a complete player. One of the best penalty killers in the league. He led the league with 6 shorthanded goals, and he gets a beautiful one. Almost had 2 shorthanded goals tonight.
Yeah, no, I mean, he had chances, and he was a threat again, and buzzing, and he just brings so much to the table. And we noticed last year we brought him in as a fourth line centerman for us. We knew that he was better than a fourth line centerman, but to have that depth, and in the league finals, we moved him onto our first line because he played with Justin and Carter Anderson in the finals because he was so good for us and so responsible and had an immediate impact when he was on the ice.
Big win tonight, Mike. Momentum now heading into Weyburn. Like you mentioned, you get this one tonight and you go back there and, you got some momentum. You won back-to-back games, and I mean, it's always tougher to win on the road, but a lot more confident group, I think, heading to Weyburn this time than you were when you went back there midway through the week.
Well, I think, like I said to the boys, I said, we're excited to get on that bus. That's how we feel right now. We're not looking at it as we got to go down to Weyburn. We're like, let's go. If we could get on that bus right now, we would. And I think that's huge. The guys are feeling it right now, and you never know what can happen. I mean, Weyburn's probably thinking oh boy, this is our not last shot, but it's a big game for them, right? And they don't want to come back up here. And again, our mentality is let's drag them back up here. Okay, and right now, I think that the guys are just all about recovery and getting ready for the bus trip tomorrow, and then we'll be fired up to be in Weyburn, that's for sure.
Any chance you see any of the guys that didn't play tonight, Mike? Is there a chance to get any of the injured guys back for Monday? Or
honestly, Hardy, I haven't even thought about that. We're taking it just day by day, and
well, can you give me an update on how Stinton's doing?
He's going to go get checked out, so we'll see where he's at. But obviously, he was pretty in discomfort, and to me, that's a knee penalty all day, and they don't call it. And Sempt gets called for a push on the back, and you're not calling a knee, but you're calling a push on the back, and that. So I was frustrated with the officials. I thought they missed 3 calls. Tanchuk on the penalty kills trying to get around the net, and they bear hug him, and it leads to, they always talk about consequences, right? That's a consequence. Ringer's on a breakaway, he gets slashed. That would have made it 4-1. Those are consequences and that. So it is what it is. I'm sure Mapes isn't happy about a few calls too. So
it didn't look like it on the bench. A few that got rattled him too.
That's the way it goes. Some games you like the officiating, some days you don't. But at the end of the day, it's not an easy job.
No.
I wouldn't want to do it. I tell referees that all the time. I said, listen, I get it. You got a hard job. I wouldn't want to do it. I definitely wouldn't.
Thankful we got them, because without referees, there's no games.
No, you're right, Hardy, and that. The times have changed, and I think things are a little bit different, But still, it's a very passionate game, and one call can determine your year. So, like I said, I know. People talk about championships and stuff like that. You take a look at the Drew Kuzma no call in Estevan. That's a championship.
That's the one that everybody remembers.
I mean, that one call changed everything, and there's others obviously, but and I'm not saying the Bombers are the only ones that get this. By no means. It's just unfortunate when those have such huge impacts on the game. And when I talk to them, or on the series or life in general, when I talk to them in between periods, I just said, listen, this isn't a regular season game. I know we're up 3-0, but let's ref the game. Ref what's in front of you. So.
Well, Mike, again. You're giving yourself another opportunity. I mean, a big win here tonight. You got momentum, and like you said, all we need is a chance, and you'll get another one coming up Monday night.
Yeah, and we're feeling the momentum, and they're feeling it slip away, and so we got to capitalize on that. And I think that obviously the first period is going to be huge for us in Weyburn. They're going to come out at us hard. We know that. By no means do we think that we're in the driver's seat or anything like that. They got to win one game. But I like our chances a lot more right now than I did a couple nights ago, that's for sure.
I hear you, Mike. Congratulations. Great victory here tonight, and we'll see you on the bus tomorrow. Mike Mike Reagan, the head coach GM of the Bombers, will take one last break, come back with Travis Rido and a wrap-up, and of course set the stage for Game 6 in Weyburn on Monday here on 102.9 CFAR and FlinFlonOnline.com.
Hud Bay is proud to be a sponsor of this Bomber broadcast. From donations for bursaries, hockey schools, clubs, community events, charities, and so much more, Hud Bay has supported our community with dedication and generosity, contributing to events and organizations. Hud Bay thanks the people of Flin Flon for their continued support.
On average, about 25% of a household's energy bill is due to leaky or faulty windows, skylights, and glass doors. By installing proper airtight seals and cold weather-approved products from Jim's Custom Doors and Windows, you can reduce your bill up to 25%. So visit Jim's Custom Doors and Windows today. From the installation of new windows and doors to the replacement of old ones, their qualified technicians provide a wide range of services. Find the products that best fit your home, add some light into your life, and save the money you deserve. Jim's Custom Doors and Windows, 687-7071. During the next little while, you're going to hear some things about spicy this and boldness that. But now more than ever, let's get those elbows up and hold high a regular KFC famous chicken sandwich. We all have a choice to make, and some of us have made it before, and some of us are maybe going to make it for the first time. There is a time and place to spice things up, but for now, let's all unify our support behind the regular KFC famous chicken sandwich. Paid for by the official agent for the regular KFC famous chicken sandwich. You're on.
Alrighty, we're back. Just a quick wrap-up here before we, of course, wrap up this game and get ready for game number 6, which, of course, we played in Weyburn on Monday night. 8 o'clock Manitoba start time. Again, just a tremendous effort by Flin Flon tonight. The momentum going in, but let's face it, like Mike said, we talk about the start to these hockey games. Oh, the first 10 minutes on Monday night, Flin Flon needs to be ready to go.
No, absolutely. You got to think that Crescent Point Place in Weyburn is going to be fairly electric itself. So you got to think that the Red Wings are going to build off of that or gain momentum off of that. So it's how you start that first period has been the key in this game. And here's another stat too. That's this is game 5, 3-0 scores in all first 5 games, both ways.
Okay.
It's been the 3-0. So yeah, but yeah, you're absolutely right.
Quickly, McDonald's out-of-town scoreboard. The Portage Terriers are giving themselves some new life as well, as they knocked off Dauphin tonight by a score of 3-0. So they are back in that series, down 3 games to 2. Of course, the winner will go on to face the Northern Manitoba Blizzard, who swept the defending MJHL champion Winkler Flyers. Again, congratulations to Eric Labossiere and his crew. Boy, what a postseason they've had. Lost their first game and have been able to reel off 8 straight victories. NHL, the Leafs beat Montreal in overtime 1-0, so Montreal gets 1 point. That may help. Like I said, I'm not confident until they actually clinch that last spot. Yeah. But one thing I do know, even if they don't make the playoffs, they've definitely drastically improved from what we've seen from them the past couple of years.
No, absolutely. I mean,
there's American Hockey League teams that have been better than them the last couple of years.
Well, Hardy, what did we talk about at the beginning of the year at that hockey draft we did, right? You weren't too keen.
I don't want to remember that.
You weren't too keen on the Habs making it.
A horrible performance by me.
You know what, though? They've grinded it out to where they are right now, so good for them. Good on them.
So some other NHL finals here from today. Columbus, like we said, a huge win against Washington today. Buried them 7-0. They're, of course, the team that may catch Montreal. The Rangers, I think they're done.
Yeah.
They lost to Carolina 7-3. Philly in the shootout beat the Islanders 4-3. LA, they look good. They beat Colorado 5-4. Florida over Buffalo in the shootout by a score of 3-2. And that's pretty much all. Oh, Winnipeg. Last time I heard a 3-2 lead on Chicago in the third period. I know you got a few shout-outs you want to throw out there?
Yeah, just one fan, Wayne Carrier. He's down in Jamaica. They were listening. He texted me to give us a shout-out there, listening all the way down in Jamaica. A couple buddies of mine, the Mikes from Thompson, they're listening and watching the game. But the biggest one is to Tristan Lemaire. He won the second straight national championship, winning it with Denver last year. Going to Western Michigan this year, and they won tonight. So that's Tristan Lemaire's second straight national championship.
Oh, congrats. And he, of course, was an SJHL Rookie of the Year here.
That's right. He had a great rookie season before he went down to the USHL.
Jets won, by the way, in a shootout 5-4.
Yeah.
Travis, thanks a lot for jumping in here tonight.
Yeah.
Any other closing comments before we wrap it up?
Just going to, go home and recoup. I'm going to have a milkshake and maybe a glass of milk and just have a.
Can't get ready to jump on the bus and come to Weyburn.
No, I can't. I got prior commitments, man. I'm a new guy there in the business, so I got.
Miles Stevens can handle things for a couple of days.
Can't do it this time.
Well, I appreciate you helping me out tonight. Who knows? Maybe we'll be back here for Game 7. We'll see what happens on Monday.
For sure.
But anyway, great effort. Thanks a lot for helping out. I appreciate it. Travis Rideout, Flin Flon Bomber President. That's going to do it for our broadcast tonight. A big thanks to Mike Reagan and Cody Mates for the comments before and after the game tonight. Great to catch up with Eric Hahn. Of course, the AP scored his first ever SJHL playoff goal in Weyburn on Wednesday. Going to be a really good Bomber to watch. He was our Creighton Pizza player profile. Great to catch up, of course, with Willie Mason. Wow, an amazing player from Estevan back in the day. He, of course, is an assistant coach with these Wings now. Great to catch up with him tonight and reminisce about that great hockey back in 1998. An Anavet Cup that I'll never forget, the Blizzard and Estevan Bruins. Significant, Gardner McDougall was the coach for the Blizzard back then.
Yeah.
So that was a big series for lots of different reasons. Anyway, great to catch up with Willie. So again, our operator-in-chief, Raphael Sray, back at CF Air Control. A big thanks to him as well. And of course, we will be in Weyburn for game number 6 on Monday night. We'll be on the air at the Great North Jam Coaches Show, roughly 7:40. Drop of the puck, 8 o'clock Manitoba time. Bombers making things interesting after a 6-1 victory on home ice here tonight. Big thanks to the fans that came out, showed their support. Big difference maker. And hopefully, there's a chance to come back on Wednesday for game 7. But we'll see what happens in Weyburn on Monday. Should be a great game between these two historic teams. Anyway, thanks for coming out. Thanks for supporting the Bombers. Thanks for listening. And good night from the one and only Whitney Forum.
Life is a contact sport.
No, sir. Yes, sir.
Sometimes it hurts, but thanks to Chiropractic on Main, it doesn't have to. Everything about your ankle depends on a good foundation from below. Have your feet work for you, not against you. Get into Chiropractic on Main across from the post office today. Don't suffer from agony.
All right, go Bombers, go.
Any longer. Chiropractic on Main. Feel the difference in